Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. My name is Lee, and you notice here that I have very cool friends on the stream. Hopefully you all got the message. It's an ACLU charity stream today. Very exciting stuff. We're all going to be raising funds for ACLU, and as part of a greater effort, if you want to donate, there's a link. Beautiful. So thank you all for coming. Those of you who have. And we are live. Oh hey, there's extra radical ones. I figured I could draw for everyone, but okay. Yes, I know I'm a little bit disorganized. Okay, so it is 10 minutes past start time, so yes, there is that. But I knew there was something. I have one thing that I will put up, but why don't we actually, if I just scooch you up, nope, not that. Why don't we have, in the meantime, while I get the last piece in place, have the players introduce themselves, characters, anything you want to pitch or say or tell the friends on the interwebs. Start with Sig, I guess. Go in that, and then and then you popcorn it to who's next. That's a good one. That way, because everyone's order display is different, so. You can introduce.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you go first. Introduce yourself and your character, and then pick someone else to do theirs, and then go in a circle. Whatever.
My name's Jeff. I'm also known as the artist Cleveland Eelser. I'm a 3D artist. Don't use any artificial intelligence. All my stuff is legitimate 3D art. I'm also a professional skateboarder on the Pro-Am circuit. I spend time going around doing tricks, mostly ollies and stuff like that. I'll be playing Brynhild Stonebreaker, a larger than average dwarf warrior. And that's my character. Next.
Okay. Anyone want to go next? There we go. That's a helpful, handy dandy, put it under that. There we go. That's a handy dandy cheat sheet in case anyone's confused about who's who. There we go. Knew there was something. So I don't know. Nick, you want to go next?
I guess I do. Hi, my name is Nicholas. I've been playing in a couple of Lee's charity live streams before. I'm happy to be back. Today I will be playing Victor Vunder. He is a man trapped in a machine body, so it's a warforged, and I'll be playing as a wizard trapped in a metal body. Yeah, nothing else to share, but it's gonna be a fun morning and afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Who's next? Nate, you want to go next, and then we'll have save the best for last.
Sure. I'm definitely not the best, so I'll go next.
You're pretty high up there, I will say.
I am Lieutenant Nathaniel Flint of the Landship Scorpius YouTube channel. This is my second outing with Lee for one of their charity streams. Happy to be here. I usually DM, so as a player today, I am also happy to be here. I will be playing Ralich the Predator, a lizard folk ranger. This will be super fun to be like a little guy. So I'm looking forward to it today.
Wow. Yeah. We already have way more viewers than I usually do, so everyone, cool. And last but not least.
All right. I'm Celiax. I've also been becoming like a regular on a few of Lee's
Yeah, you're the second most
streams.
common guest I have on the stream.
And today I'll be playing the imposing, stout, and impressive Lightfoot halfling Clyde Sunbane.
It's pretty cool.
Who is a druid. And not very good at dealing with people. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. Dang it, they gotta do an ad break. Okay. Cool. So, let me do that. All right. Gives us 40 seconds. All right. So, you all have been working together for a little bit, a couple months at least, and you guys are what's called contractors, traveling the country of Heatherland, which is in the continent of Friendship. You've been traveling about, doing odd jobs, this and that, making some gold, um, fighting some cool monsters, living your best lives, and you have ended up in a small town. Well, no, it's not a small town. It is, in fact, the epicenter of a barony, which I just have to check notes, but I'm almost certain. I I'm just wanted to make sure I'm not missing up the name and mixing it up with the other town. Yes, Thoughton. It is Thoughton, which is um. But yes, Thoughton. It is the center of the barony. It is just south of other barony. And it's pretty chill town. You are in a tavern, local tavern, having some beer or other drinks. I don't know what you're up to. Um, but yeah, you guys are hanging out, and it's according to the evening. You've been traveling, finally arrived, settled rooms for the night in the inn, and you're kind of sitting. They provide supper as part of that. It's generally the rule of the, if you get a room, you get dinner with it. So, um, yeah, it's pretty good stuff too.
Do we need to order a pre-order breakfast?
No. Generally, they have just kind of, they'll bring you rolls and bacon in the morning, and call it even, and coffee too. So I actually, uh, but yeah, the coffee. I actually figured out an entire continent, which, to be fair, coffee has grown and comes from the same continent as what was it? Um, Ral- Raltic. That's how you say it. Um, yeah. Um, tribe, I believe. It is Raltic, right? I'm saying it right. Um,
So do any of my companions actually drink?
coffee. Oh,
Well,
booze.
anything. I mean, like I don't know, like what a Warforged, like do Warforged actually drink?
Warforged usually run on alcohol, so that's
Oh,
your
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a
Um,
real thing. They
yes,
can't
it
get
is.
drunk,
It
but
is
it
canon.
fuels them.
But yes. So yeah, generally hard liquor works best, but beer you can kind of get a little bit of energy out of. Tends to slow and but yeah, it's more efficient if you drink hard stuff. They'll pour you a few shots too. Uh, it doesn't matter exactly what. Despite what certain elves might argue that you should probably get good tasting stuff just for quality of life. It works the same.
and what about the halfling and the lizard
I don't know. Would
folk?
you guys partake in booze,
I'd
coffee?
absolutely, yes.
All right.
Excellent.
I'm not sure if I would. I would probably have some because it is the custom, but I probably wouldn't be drinking.
Just like
Fair enough.
sipping at it, just to
In
try.
fact, I'm probably producing some of my own distilled to partake in.
Oh yeah. Well,
I
during
bring
Hell,
a bag lunch to the restaurant.
That's right. That's right. I am that kind of guy.
I mean, they're not particular fussy because you're paying for the room anyway. So, if you're paying for the room anyway, they're not going to yell at you too much about it. But
I'm also scooping off the leftovers from the table into a chest and sticking it in my bag.
I mean, it's weird, but you guys are like armed contractors, so everyone's kind of like, we're not gonna pick a fight. Yeah, you guys are, obviously pretty high level, probably higher level than the town watch, and you're not doing anything really illegal, so everyone's just kind of like, um,
It's
but
not illegal to make cutlery out of the chicken bones left behind.
no, it's not, honestly. Um, yeah. honestly, it's not. So, okay, hang on, let me remember to plug, because we are running an ACLU. They do good work. Actually, if we do another, if they have the ad breaks, I'm gonna, that actually, no, that's bad. Okay, but yes, we are, I should probably mention we are raising funds for the ACLU, and so they do good work, and you should all suggest donating, especially because there's a special mechanic later if you donate generously, which people have in previous streams, which is why you guys are going to get nice spoons out of that. But I'll bring that up too. But yeah, you guys are going about doing your thing, and you are oh, that actually would have been a handy link. But neither here nor there. Yeah, you're going about hanging out, living your best lives, and you are yeah, you are approached, as it were. You're kind of sitting, meal's done, you're taking the chicken bones and the leftovers, and the young serving girl's kind of like, okay, I guess we weren't gonna use them anyway. Did you want anything else? No?
Well, more ale, please.
Yeah, alright. I'll bring you a couple more mugs around, or just for you?
Yeah, around. One for all my companions who would like one.
Sure. I'll bring 4 mugs, and then sure you'll distribute them. And she heads back for more. You're also then approached by a young man, about 12. He's got the sigil of the local watch, and you know that, okay, this is a messenger. It's basically employment for the youths. Kids' first job is often running messages back and forth for various government organizations. Everyone keeps, has a few around. They generally find people, show up, hand over notes, stuff like that. Yeah, comes up. Hello. You are the local, um, the local contractors. You guys are, I think you're the ones I was told to find. It just says find contractors. Yeah, the one with the halfling and the dwarf and the lizard, the not Napolitan, I guess. Um,
Whatever you heard, I didn't do it.
No.
We
Well,
fit that description. Speak.
yes, that's you. Okay, good. Right. So, the Watchmaster would like to see you. At your earliest convenience, tomorrow morning is good. Tonight would be better, but obviously you need to sleep, and so either tonight or tomorrow morning, if you can.
Speak it up. Come on.
Tonight or tomorrow morning, if you would go see the Watchmaster, he has work for you, and there's pay and contract, and also, and he kind of hesitates. Please come. I want her back. Please, I'm. Please come. Please take the contract.
Contract. Pay.
Yes, pay.
Possibly a hunt.
Yes, hunt. You have to find her. Yes. Please.
Dead or alive, or just?
No, alive. You have to find her alive, please.
Ooh,
Please,
so you can punish her yourself. Okay.
No. She's just. They took her. You have to find her. They took her. We don't know who they are. You can kill all of them. It's fine. Just keep her alive. You can murder all of them. I don't care. Just. Well, okay, the Watchmaster might care, but I don't.
Lad, okay, we've got the message. We'll go.
Thank you. Right. Kind of heads off. Gives you a little bow and heads off.
Oh, guys, I don't know about you, but I'm more prone
I'll turn to the group and just like go for it.
What's that?
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt you. I wasn't sure what was up.
Oh.
I would probably turn to the table and just be like, pray, like put a claw to the guy who just left, who stammered, and then kind of be like, "Are we going tonight or tomorrow morning?"
And I say go now because we're not doing anything, and then that will determine what kind of night we can have the rest of the night when we're done.
Hmm.
I said I don't want to drink too much if we have to leave for work early in the morning. We might as well do it now. You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was waiting anyways.
Mhm.
Okay, and so I assume we know where the place we need to go is. Having been here.
Yes.
Oh, the watch station's usually pretty obvious, right?
Yes, the watch station. The towns are a lot of these small towns in the various baronies are pretty. They have a pretty basic layout. You have the watch station, very obvious. You have the temple, which is a lot of the common pantheon gods have little shrines there, and they have a handful of priests on staff for who can cast cure wounds if needed, and some who are better at healing. Um, and then acolytes who are inspiring and don't have a more specialized temple to go to. Yes, you have the temple. You got the town watch. You got a few taverns. In the big cities, the bigger the city, the more the more prominent they are. But Thothin's a pretty big city, but yeah, the watch station's fairly prominent.
Does our group have a face person, like someone who has a really high charisma amongst them?
It definitely isn't me.
Yep, right here.
I think Brunhild is like the faciest one you've got. Unless
My
Victor
charisma's
is
great. I got a 7.
no Victor, your Warforged guy. He's pretty
So
charismatic.
the
Well,
grumpy dwarf is the face person. That's awesome.
Maybe not. What do we all choose charisma as our dump stat or something?
yeah,
Well,
apparently.
I've got a 12.
There you go. Better than average.
There you
You're
go.
probably the face.
It's how we
Oh,
bonded.
I got a 10, so it ain't me.
There you go.
Okay, so as we're leaving, Brynhild's gonna take her mug with her, and she's gonna look at the bark keep and be like, "Yeah, I'll bring this back. Don't worry."
Mark,
She'll
because
just walk out with her mug.
well, kind of looks at you, looks at the weapons like, okay, you're staying, right? So you have to.
She has ordered a room, and she may also notice that she's using her you know anime looking two-handed axe as a walking stick too. So
Yeah.
that might influence some.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys can get away with a lot simply because, you know, everyone kind of recognizes these guys can fight in a pinch, and we do not. They'll let you get away with a little more than usual just because they don't want trouble. Of course, if things get really ugly, they will bring the watch in. But like if you start beating people up for insinuating certain things about you, then they're gonna start bringing in watch. But other than that, they're probably gonna. I mean, you know.
Sure.
But yeah. So yeah, you head
All
to the
right.
watch station.
So does Warforged is it just like a neutral robot, or is it like a male robot or a female robot, or what? Or
Because they have soul gems. So Warforged have like a gem. So that's like a human or other sentient creature soul trapped in and then put in. So I guess it and you can mod the bodies are modded. However, I don't know. Victor probably has if he was a guy before, you still consider yourself usually, but
I mean, I've just assumed that we know some of this stuff about each other since
yeah.
we've
So you probably have
adventured
talked to
before.
him and
So
been like,
so,
kind of,
so
and
Brynhild wouldn't be like she
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
try to offend him. She'd refer to the however
yeah,
the word refers to themselves. I don't.
Yeah,
Yep.
the easy answer is that it's Victor was just a regular wizard with a failing body, and he's explained to you guys that he's basically trapped himself into this body. So his pronouns, he, him. It's still Victor. There's no there was no sentience before. So yeah, it's
Just
simple enough. He, him.
there you go. Yeah. Actually, an interesting thing is that a lot of back in the Empire, a lot of the Warforged do get their memories wiped before they get put in.
Yeah, Victor didn't want to do that.
No, he also did it of his own volition instead of as punishment for political dissent, the way some other Warforged in that era you might end up. Actually, depending on timeline, I don't know if you
No.
guys were ever in Thofton, but no. Okay, not showing up. You're not going to directly run into anyone. All right. But yeah, you guys are
So what time? So what time are we dealing with?
about 5 p.m. It's about, I would say, actually, hang on, it's April. The spring equinox is 100, so I would say it's probably, if we're gonna put it at the same time year as it is here in the realm. Uh, oh right, give me flack if I don't do this. It's roughly 104th. So the sunlight doesn't set that late. It's it's getting
Mhm.
lighter. So 6 and it's kind of still light. Um, but yeah,
Early night yet?
yeah, early night.
And
Sun's just setting. Um, but
So we're
so
not worried that the watch is like closed.
no, they keep themselves open 24/7. Even if it's nighttime and the watchmaster's gone home for the night, they keep a couple staff sergeants on in case middle of the night crime or whatever. Usually, if it's late at night, they get grumpy if you show up, but they do have someone who will, like, an overnight crew, skeleton crew overnight, who will take complaints, go investigate trouble. It's a public service. They have to be available 24/7 if needed. So, but yeah, they're gonna be there. And the watchmaster, because the watchmaster specifically requested you come, he's probably gonna stay late. Anyway, just to wait on case
On the off chance that we deign to grace him with our presence.
something like that. um, but yeah, but yeah, um, yeah.
do we need any special lighting for this group? Like, are people able to see in the? Are we all able to see in the dark, or some of us not able to?
Yeah, that's the question. I think Victor can't and Clyde can't unless you. Um,
I can't see in the dark, though. If it starts getting bad and I'm having a hard time seeing, produce some flame in my hands.
well, there you go.
I don't think I have dark vision either. Oh wait, no, my magic item gives me dark vision, so I'm the only one that can see in the dark.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I can see in the dark.
Well, yeah. So if it ever gets dark, you're like the one who's leading everyone.
I'm playing a dwarf. We're best at everything.
Yes. Also, night vision goggles or do have fashionable, so you can make them look like aviator sunglasses if you want to. That isn't available.
Who would do that, though? That seems ridiculous.
Well, it's an old school. It's definitely old fashioned, but it is, or different like this circular lenses or um, different vibes. But yes, um, but yes, yeah. You walk up and there are two guards. They usually have two guards on the door.
How long have we been in this city? Have we done jobs in this city
Um,
before?
I would say today you're probably just getting into town, but
Oh,
it's up to
okay.
you. Thoughton is, depends on where you've been traveling. I would say, Austin, you want to roll for it?
Okay. What am I rolling?
Well, I could roll either. D10, evens you have, odds you haven't.
Yeah, I rolled an odd, so I guess we're not. I
Yeah,
rolled a
this is the
third,
first time in Thoston.
Okay, so Brynhild will address the two guards and say, "Excuse me, gentlemen, we've been summoned by the by your commander for possible work."
Oh, you're the contractors in town. Kind of looks you over. Oh yeah, we heard about that. You're gonna sort that out, right? You're gonna take the job?
We will listen to what's being proposed first.
Because
We make
I know she's a pain in the ass, but like,
yeah
she's our pain in the ass, and
that's great.
also, yeah.
Let me
Go
talk to
on
your
in.
boss. I don't.
Yeah. Go on in. Um, yeah. You would also note, I will say this, if having been in the tavern for a couple hours and had a meal, everyone's kind of on edge. There was definitely maybe a riot, not quite a riot exactly yesterday, but earlier in the day. But there were people arguing outside the watch station, causing problems. So something's going on in town. I'm not sure what, but that is a thing that had happened. And you notice there are more guards watch out than you would usually expect in a city this size. I mean, maybe Thoston just has a better guard than usual, but there are more guard out and about. So worth noting.
If everyone dislikes this person that we're gonna have to go find, why is everyone asking us like so insistent that we start immediately? It feels like they would want them back dead.
No, I still say they wanted to punish them themselves. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps. Um,
Does Village have a good sense of smell? Like our lizardmen do, like when they're hunting and tracking and stuff.
Yeah, I
uh,
would say with some of my skills, I probably am decent. I don't have anything specifically that says I have an amazing sense of smell,
but
but
better than average, I would say.
yeah, I have a very good perception.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd be shocked if I'm bad at it.
yeah. I would say a better than average sense of smell, not
I'll
like
I'll I'll,
bloodhound level, but better than your average human, I would say.
I'll whisper to Relich. Do you sense that there's been a battle in the streets recently? And you
Ooh, when we were walking through the streets, did I smell blood?
Um, roll a perception check. First roll of the day. Perception.
Let's roll perception. Ooh, mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice. All right. So that was a 3, which brings me up to a 10.
Um, a little bit. Um,
Ooh.
yeah. Get like half a whiff of blood, but you know, barely barely there, and people are um, tend to bleed for various non-battle reasons. So, oh wow,
Yeah.
our donations are going up. So, people are
So
donating. So,
yeah,
oh,
in answer to your
nice.
question, I'd probably be like, I don't know about a battle, but there is definitely blood in this town.
wonder what we've stumbled into. So, do these guards open the door or lead us anywhere?
They kind of open the door and let you. They kind of, one of them opens the door. And you're greeted by what's usual in watch stations. You've probably been in a bunch in different cities for either professional purposes or less than professional purposes. But there's a young secretary kind of sitting there, um, who has to write everything down because copious records are extremely important part of watch life, and because that's their only oversight is they have to keep records of everything. They have full power to do whatever, but they need to keep records. So they generally have a secretary who kind of looks up. Welcome. Hi. You're the contractors. You're the contractors. Yes.
Brynhild will drink her. We'll finish off her mug, put it down on the desk, and but yep, we're
Not
contractors.
your mug. You know, it's fine. Um, welcome. The Watchmaster was looking for you. Yes, he sent out. Ian. He found you. That's good. Um. Hang on.
Well, a little boy found us. We didn't find your boss.
No, they sent Ian out to look for you, and then, you know, um, gets
So
there.
now we're here. So is the guy here? We talked to
Yes,
him.
yes, he's coming. I will send for him immediately. Can you? And she kind of points, and the same kid from before gives a nod, hurries up a set of stairs. So you see the watch station, which is laid out in fairly common watch station. You've seen it. They all have like the same architect design. Where there's this big, like the second floor is like half done, and so there's like a catwalk overlooking the main part, and then a couple offices on the second floor. And if you have a second floor office, you know. And they bring down the Watchmaster. Ah, yes, you came. Excellent. I was just about to. Yes, come. Come upstairs. We can discuss this. Please.
Okay, so we'll follow him.
Yeah.
Brynhild will follow him, and
All right. And you do sign contracts as a team. Yes, we're not going to do individual.
That's kind of the standard. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Good. I'm good. Okay. We have a problem. I don't know if you've. The Baron is. He kind of hesitates. I don't want to say anything bad about the Baron, but he does tend to trust us less than he might. I mean, he appointed me, so I'm not going to badmouth him, but.
Is it
That's
because you're
not-
incompetent?
That's not really part of our usual contracts.
No, I'm giving you background, just so you know
so
who you're
this
finding.
job's going to be. You just want us to like you? Is that what you're saying?
No,
This
my
this will be
point-
easy money.
My point on all of this is that the Baron appointed somebody to. I think her official job is just to disagree with me on every decision I make. That's her job. Her job is to convince me to let go everyone I take in as any kind of prisoner. And just remind people I can't keep them for more than a year without letting them have a trial by the Baron officially. But yeah, her job is just to try to talk me out of arresting anyone I arrest. It's her job to countermand that and convince my guards to let him go. Just to keep me from doing anything outrageous, presumably, and arrest abuse of power.
It
And-
feels inefficient.
Oh,
They
it
should just
is.
make it part of your job to stop arresting people.
I need to keep the. This is what we do. We keep people from committing crimes. We keep people from threatening the law and order. We keep people from causing trouble. And frankly, I'd be glad to have her out of my hair, but the people like her. She's well liked by everyone who isn't on the guard, and we've come to tolerate her. It's. You'd think you hate her, and then she's gone, and you feel like. Nah. Anyway.
Lee, can I make a sense motive check to see if this this commander is being forthright with us and not like trying
Yes.
to?
The technical term in 5e is insight, and it is your wisdom modifier. And if you have it proficiency, you can add your proficiency bonus. But yeah, it's basically an insight check. And
Well, that
yeah,
was
you
a
have
waste.
proficiency, so +4. I have a character
I
sheet.
just rolled a nat 20, which is
Okay.
a complete waste. So I got a 24. What a waste of a 20 on an insight check to begin the game.
Well-
No, it's good. If you crit can understand this guy, maybe we'll understand.
I'd rather crit like a
We'll get-
monster.
Yeah.
Or we'll get the twist early.
All right, you crit on the monster encounter table, and we get the biggest, baddest thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Oh, that's actually a good idea. I should have had a table for that. But no, there are monsters out and about, that you may or may not have to face, I will say. But, yeah. He's being completely forthright. You can tell he's kind of at his wit's end. He just does not want to deal with this, and, he kind of says, anyway, she's missing, and we have a note. Like, it isn't even a ransom note. I'll show you. And you can tell that he is exasperated. He does not like the fact that she's missing. He's kind of feels bad that she's missing. He's glad, you can kind of see there's a little bit of relief. There's a little bit of tension. He's, he doesn't like having her around. You can tell that much. But he also, like misses her, even if she's annoying, and also just really wants her found for various reasons. But yeah. And he brings back there. That's what we got. That's the only clue we have. And my guards have poked around the city, and nobody seems to know anything. And even if they did, they're not going to talk to the guard when They all seem to convinced that we did it, and that we're just playing at investigating. So, if I hire contractors to look around, A, you'll actually maybe find her, and B,
It'll throw them off your trail. Okay, that's a good plan. I like that.
I didn't. And Brunhold, you would know when he says that he didn't. He has no idea where she is, and it's concerning for him that he has no idea where she is. Yeah, it's actually genuinely distressing, and you can tell he is going to snap at Clyde for that, but doesn't, because he's trying to be professional about this, but you can tell that what Clyde says kind of upset him a little bit. Like, he doesn't like having his honesty questioned.
well, don't worry. We'll find your girlfriend for you. It won't be a problem.
He takes a deep breath. Just don't tell my wife you're calling her that. Here. And pushes it forward.
Oh, so she is? So.
No, she's not. She's.
And your wife doesn't know. That's why we.
No, that's not even what happened. It's not
is your wife
even
a suspect?
No.
Did she get rid of her because she was?
No, I think she's just as upset with me as anyone else.
You should really let us know about those kind of details, because they're kind of important.
Speaking of details, do we know like what race this person is? Do we know
she's
anything
human
about them?
Yes, okay. She's human. And he does provide a sketch. They usually the watch also usually has an artist on hand, a skilled sketch artist to
like a stick figure. Find this person.
No, they have some pretty good ones. But yes, they
don't look tough. We can find them.
That's just be gentle. She's not. I mean, she can fight and he kind of touches what you can see as a scar on the side of his face. Just yeah.
Possible predator. Got it.
I mean, do you guys have any known enemies that we need to know about?
I mean, there's the New Crusade.
Like, are there
obviously
cultists in this town? Are there like
a
thieves
them
or assassins guild? Or I mean,
it's certainly not. We're not in Amenthia. Come on, we're not in Amenthia. We don't track with that sort of thing here.
It would make things a lot easier if there were. Then we'd know where to go.
But yes, we are. Yeah, he. Sorry. Yes. Okay. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm just unsure what I would ask, because I'm unsure what we're not being told.
Okay, so he's going to give you a rundown on they do have New Crusade. There is a group that he believes wouldn't, because I mean, she helped get them let go. Some of them, not all of them. We obviously, even that. I mean, I could tell she didn't even want to defend them, but you know, um, I don't suppose the name Grouse means anything to you.
Sir, what's your name? Just out of curiosity.
Um,
So if we need to request your assistance at some point.
Names. Herman Dykros. I will put it in chat. Um, yep. Herman Dykros. That's his name. Or Hemin, apparently. Because I typed it wrong, so you know what? His name is Hemin Dykros.
It's He-Man.
I mean, you found out the secret. No, Hemin Dykros.
Well, now we know who the villain is. It's Skeletor, obviously.
I mean, maybe. um, maybe. But yes, he hands you. There's a note, and said, "We need her expertise. Here, take this in exchange." And it's a deck of cards. Now, those of you who've watched my charity streams before know that this deck of cards is not an ordinary deck of cards. It's not an ordinary deck of cards. It is.
But Ralich does not, so he does not care.
All right. So you can leave the cards. You won't get all the cool magic items, but as characters, you can leave the cards.
I'm taking those fucking cards. I don't care.
Go for it. I mean, yeah. He says,
I was like, the wizard should probably understand that they're special.
Yes, they do have like a magical aura. Like you can kind of see the light shift, and you're like, that's a magic item of some class. It's like I can't make head nor tail of them. They always say inadequate funding on alternate plane. Like I don't know what that means, but you can have them. I honestly, if you bring her back, you can keep them. I don't care. Just they might be a clue. I don't know. They are.
Now, Brynhild's going to raise an eye about that. Like, aren't we supposed to be finding this person for you, not sitting around playing poker? I don't get it.
They're not poker cards. They're some class of magical item. I don't know. That's what our staff wizard says, but
What wizard? What are you talking about?
we have a low level. Of course, we have a wizard.
What does our wizard think of them?
Yeah, what is? That's a good question.
Our wizard thinks
Yeah.
of them there. I'm fucking excited. I'm holding this deck of cards, which I actually can't feel because I have no feeling
Yeah.
in any extremities.
You have pressure sense, so you can kind
Yeah.
of get a sense for the pressure.
Well, it's diminished pressure sense. My hands have been kind of singed from repeated use of a certain spell. There's something there.
All right. Sure, and you did build the body, so the exact stats aren't going to match the continent, soldiers that they make. But yeah, yes, they have a. They definitely are magical of some nature. She said, just they're a clue. So if you can figure out what they do or what they might be or what they might mean, we took her. This is recompense. What does even that mean? Apparently, it's some sort of exchange. You can't just swap her out.
Wait,
for
so that's what you're paying us in? Is it
no? There's actual gold on a contract to find her. This is what whoever took her assumed that we'd be paid in. Presumably, I don't know. It's a clue.
So what is this contract for?
Yes, her safe retrieval contract details. Right. So, kind of lays out. I've pre-drafted this one. Fairly simple. 100 gold each for finding her, safe and alive. I've talked to the Baron. He's authorized it. 100 gold each.
So, Brynhild will look at the contract and pretend like she's understanding anything that's in it with her 8 intelligence. She's like,
I mean, it looks
and then
pretty
hands it to
contracted.
Victor. What do you
Um,
think, Victor? Does this look legitimate to you?
I think it does.
yeah, it's pretty standard contract stuff. And there's a spot sign, um, with the understanding you can sign it as one of you who and then acts as a executor for the group, or you can each sign it. Um, that's not a legal technicality unless something happens within the group and it breaks up or you guys have a disagreement about who gets what. But
So how have we done this? How would you guys as a group think we've done this before? Do we sign it individually or do we sign it as like one person as like representing the group? I mean, I don't care.
I don't know about you guys, but I like signing things. It's just fun.
Yeah, sure. I'm
When
all
one makes
for
an
the-
agreement, they should all make an agreement.
yeah, all right. In which case,
So you want to sign it for us, Clyde?
I draw a little picture of a spider with a top hat.
I I mean that is legally binding, but if you feel compelled, it is legally binding. So just be aware of that.
Legality be damned. The hunt is on. We will take your quarry.
Okay, bring her back. She's alive. Your quarry is whoever took her. Find them, kill them for all I care. There's more paperwork for us if you do, but it's fine.
As you
I-
wish.
I'm just saying that if whoever took her was a spider with a top hat, there's not a good chance of survival for her.
No, probably not.
Next deep, steadying breath, and you can tell with your 20 insight that he has very little confidence. He has more confidence in Reltic than he does in you. Like he is like,
Than
this guy
me?
actually might have some brains.
Where's the territory of the ones who took her?
Well, we don't know who took her. You're gonna have to figure out who took her.
Absolutely unhelpful.
Making us do all the work.
But yes, so it isn't quick aside out of game. It is an ad break. So this is when I tell you that you should all donate to the ACLU because they do really good work in basically what Eva does, which is protecting people who are arrested and making sure that they get a fair shake. That's why I chose you to have you go track down Eva and her. But yeah, you all should donate to the ACLU because it's good. Good things, and if you donate more, these guys get better, cool stuff out of the deck. That's the usual pitch I make for the charity is that if you're generous with the ACLU, the players get cool stuff. And so they have I think other groups in the streaming are offering like specific. You can also enter to win Neuroviden, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the other groups in the streaming are offering specific rewards, but me it's just an overall donation. Okay, cool. Community is back. So yeah, and he explains that there are several suspects they have. They have the local, they have a group of local magic dealers who deal in magical items, which is technically illegal. And he keeps a very close eye on them, make sure they don't go too far. They have the wizards who were involved in trying to summon a not god whose name an avatar of the not god whose name no one dares mention for fear of Eldritch Ruin. Most of whom, they got a bunch of wizards in suspect, one of whom was actually given a hard time and even went up and had a trial with the Baron, and the Baron agreed. You actually get more than a year of imprisonment. And then, because no one was, like, there was very little collateral damage in the attack, it got quelled quickly, that kind of worked in their favor. And then there's, of course, a local new crusade, possibly, or suspect. Although she is fully human, so that does kind of put a damper on that. But, so
And so what's her name again?
Eva, yes,
It did not occur to me that we did not get her name, which I feel like is perfect for the character. It's just like, got it, looking for a person. Choom.
you have a picture of her.
We'll find a person in no time.
You have to find one that matches a specific picture.
Harder, but not impossible.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's the local new crusade. There's who may or may not have reason to dislike her, but he specifically points out are known to be kind of assholes. Local magic dealers, and you've got local wizards involved in nonsense. They're
And he'll look at Victor and be like, I hope you're getting all this, because there's no way in hell I'm going to remember all that.
um, um, um,
Okay, so do we feel that there's more that he needs to tell us? Like, are we just
no,
not
he
caught
tells
up
you kind of
as
he gives you a
players? Or
rundown of anyone he thinks might be dubious in town who have been kind of reticent to talk to his guards, who you might be able to get more information out of. Um, there was rumors on the edge that there was some weird nonsense just outside of town, but I don't think that has anything to do with this.
did we ask and or get told where they think they disappeared from, or like where
Um,
their usual haunts are to
so
start a search?
she has a room in the barrack. They have a kind of barracks attached where the watch are entitled to room and board if they want. She does. She isn't married. She has a sister. But she generally stays there. So she was probably taken from there. Um, they have to let her see the monk. The room. She has her own little room because she's got special permission from the Baron. Um, so yeah, she
Will we
does have
be
a
allowed,
room, and she
will
has
we
a
be
sister.
allowed?
Yeah, they'll let you look at it if you want as part of the investigation.
Probably the best place to start.
Yeah. Um,
Can we tell from the sketch, like, what she looks like?
yeah. It's I don't know if you know police sketch artist. It's a fairly
I
detailed.
don't. I haven't been
Oh,
arrested yet, so.
well, that's good. But yes. Yeah, no, this is fairly detailed rendering of like you would find on a wanted poster. Like it's
Hmm.
um
Yeah.
yeah, it's wow,
Oh, is she tall, short, medium size?
uh she's you get told she's 5'7", so on the taller side for a woman, but not that tall. And you see the picture of her facial features. It's kind of average sized, not exactly skinny, but not like fat or anything.
Sure.
Soft. I mean, she had decent sized. We don't talk about that.
I know I liked her.
He just rolled his eyes. Anyway, um,
Hair color?
5'7".
Hair color. Like the color of her hair?
Brownish.
Charcoal.
No, brownish. Kind of on the lighter side, but not like blonde or anything. Her
Right,
eyes
so,
were greenish, if that helps.
Oh, it certainly does. The more information we have, the better.
Um, yes, I can see why you called him Steve. Okay. There we go.
I wasn't the one who called him Steve. In
Fair.
fairness.
Yes, but the not god whose name no one dares mention for fear of Eldritch Ruin is a known force that people tend to gravitate toward and can do things. Has some powers. Not a god, but you know. There. I know it's not the usual use of Twitch chat, but I figure. Um. In No, that is a different. In fact, because of a decision a player made in another campaign, Zeech is around, but no, not Zeech.
It's the Shadow Pharaoh.
Yeah. Yes. Shadow Pharaoh.
Right. So, can you have one of your soldiers show us to Eva's room, please?
They're not so. Yeah, I'll have one of the guards.
I mean,
Just
unless
let
you
you.
want to, but I figure you'd be being the in charge here. You'd be too busy for such mundane.
No, I'll send you in. He can show you. Yeah. So they send the kid to show you, catch-all errand runner to show you where her room was. Kind of turns to you. You will find her, right? She was nice, and she was a little disruptive, but she's nice. And please.
Relich, Relich, you've got your first clue. Can you smell? Can you smell nice and track it down for us?
I will try. And I'll
Um,
put my clawed hand on that kid's shoulder and I'll go, a hunter does not count the pelts before the hunt is done. And then just walk away.
he kind of
Like,
tilts his head. I mean, I guess. Hang on, that actually makes some sense. Usually we use chicken and eggs, but you know, it
a
makes kind of
hunter does
sense.
not hunt eggs. They are
Yeah, but
quite
eggs are.
easy to gather.
Yeah. Well, that's why you use a different expression. I guess. I never.
They don't put up much of a fight either.
Yeah, but you're not a Napolitan, and I don't know where. But anyway, come with me. And he shows you to the room, and yeah, it's pretty basic. A bunk. There's you know, a couple letters on the nightstand, a flower in a vase. Um,
Ooh, what kind of flower?
it is a violet. Well, it's a few. It's a bunch. A few violets in a little.
Don't describe something if you're not ready to describe. Boop.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I'm good. It's violets,
uh,
and the vase is kind of blue. Blue glass. It's nice.
I know that I'm having trouble leaving DM mode because he's like, "What kind of flower?" And I immediately went, "What flowers do I know?" Like,
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
uh,
It's improv. You gotta know. But yes, they are violets.
It's a
Does
chrysanthemum.
it look like there's been a struggle in here,
Um,
Relich? Are you able to?
yeah,
yeah.
I was
Roll a
like, to be
perception check.
fair, that would be one of the first things I would try to look for
Yeah,
is signs of, something.
sure.
So, are you asking me or is it Brynhilda who's
I
holding?
mean, yeah, I would say,
Brindle's asking Relich
yeah,
if he sees a struggle occurred
yeah.
in here.
That's much better. All right, so that's going to be a 19.
Okay, that you get something. So there isn't any blood. Um, the sheets maybe there's a little bit, but it's old. There is a scuff marks on the floor. There are yeah, there are scuff marks on the floor. The sheets are kind of in a weird angle. And so you're thinking snatch quickly, little she didn't, whoever it was quick and managed to do something overpowering quickly and drag her. You're thinking. You're like, okay, yeah, this makes sense that she was dragged, but it doesn't seem she put up much of a fight. So um,
Okay,
either half
second
asleep
part.
or magically incapacitated or something like that. Um, you would expect
We're,
to see more scuffing and straggles, but there's a scuff mark, and um, uh,
Victor or Clyde, are you able to sense if there was perhaps magic used to assist in the subdual of this
um,
Eva?
Victor,
Ah, no.
Victor, maybe Victor, roll a perception check.
I don't really know what class or what abilities Clyde has shown, so I'm just
He's a lot of plant stuff. You've seen him like bring plants against enemies for what that's worth.
okay.
I got a 14 on my perception.
Okay, there's some dust, like magical component dust. Um,
Chalk dust.
no, it is not chalk dust. It was not teleport. That is a thing in this world, though. Is that teleportation circles require chalk dust and as an expensive material component, and there is a strict limit on how much you can buy and sell. And getting around that limit is a lucrative business for um, certain powerful families. Actually, though, there is a local um, that particular family. There are local members who work for them. So if you want to track those guys down, but this is not chalk dust. No, it is It's something you haven't seen before. It's kind of um it smells sweet. Like even you notice it. Well, anyone, I don't know how good your sense of smell is, but Reltic certainly notices that as soon as you touch it, it's sweet scent. Um and it glitters. And it's got a weird pinkish tone to it. And it definitely has. It's like this is definitely a component piece, a magical component, but you're not sure what it does. But you're like, this is probably a magical component. Um, yeah. Uh, you also do see a few tablets in the drawer, but they're probably for personal use. And what else? That's about it. Letters, tablets, flower vase, some clothes. You know, spare stockings, things like that. Um, all of them, none of them are blue and green striped. I will point that out. This is an important detail. None of them are that color. Um, uh,
I'm gonna look at the kid and I think, so kid is Ethan known for having spellcasting ability of any sort?
spell? No, I don't think. I mean,
Oh,
I
she
don't
could
think I've
use
ever seen her
prayer
reading a
too.
cantrip.
I'm just saying it was, does she have a
No, I don't think so. She doesn't cast spells or anything. Like there's a couple of guys who like know a cantrip or two, but she doesn't. She fights with her words. That's what she told me.
she fights with her words?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very effective.
Well, it works really good on the Watchmaster. I mean, one time she scratched his face, and I think he still has a scar. But like,
Hmm.
Was he
not with
into it?
magic.
I mean, I kind of get it. I
I
was once fighting an ogre and I was like, you are the dumbest, ugliest ogre I've ever seen. And it got into a rage and became easier to kill because he wasn't focused. I mean,
that's an
I can see
ogre,
how you
not
can fight with
people.
words, sort of, maybe.
That's not what. Just she's kind of size. Anyway, she doesn't. She has a knife, I think that she carries, but no weapons and can't do magic.
So, Prelach, are you able to? Do you think it would be possible to track?
Yeah, I didn't want to derail, but you said there were scuffs on the floor. Do I get a sense, like, is there a window in the room that I can be like, oh, it looks like they entered through the window, or do the by the scuffs, like by the stuff that you've
Um,
told me, do I feel like they took them out the door and down a
um.
hallway?
So
Like,
yeah,
what's the level?
there's a window. But it's not in the room. But toward the hall into the hallway, there's a window. And they kind of lead in that direction, and you're like, probably window. That's probably how they went. Um, um,
Okay, then I would probably point to the window and just be like, they probably exited through that window.
um,
Thus, that
I'm gonna look out the window.
we
Are there
should
any
begin.
like creatures, like birds or squirrels or anything nearby?
I mean, there's a couple of pigeons around. If you interrogated them, they might know something.
Well, in fact, we might. I'll ask. I will ask Clyde if he's able to talk to pigeons.
Do you have the spell speak with animal prepared?
Prepared, yes. Are you guys okay if I just take a little time and save my strength? I can ritual cast it, but it'll just take a minute.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Yeah. Uh, um, you do, and there's a couple there asleep. Because they're no, they're still up a little bit, but they're kind of bedding down for the night. There's a nest though that's right kind of there, and they. What do you want? What do you want?
Hey, there's a woman used to be in here, yay high, kind of brownish hair. Uh, you know where she went? Some people come and take her
I mean, the Godfather came to the window, took a prize
through the window.
through the window.
We go out through the window too.
I think so.
And did you
I saw her.
say when?
Dark, last dark, I think, dark before, something like that.
Oh, does this track like a couple days ago?
Yeah, that it said works
Okay.
about the timeline. So yeah. Sent.
Do you guys have
bugs.
anything in particular you want to ask? As I'm just like chirping to this bird.
Yeah, can you ask it where it took? If she saw where even a direction that she was
I mean,
taken,
small. Made her small. Went out skirts.
made her small.
Made her small. Godfather. Make her small.
Right. So, did you see which direction or?
That way. Kind of jerks with his head. Do you have any food? Can we feed us?
Yes, we did.
Use
Yeah, I
anything.
got some food. Treats for you.
And
Do not feed the food.
Why not?
kind of nuzzles at your hand a little.
See, they provide information. I provide Trito.
Yeah.
When he translates, I think you're saying Godfather. Does
Yes.
that like click anything in us,
Ah,
or is that
yes.
like a term that we know? Or
Do any of you have any kind of lore skills? Because it's just a general intelligence check.
lore skills?
Like
Religion.
history,
Somebody-
religion.
I have
I have
religion.
I have religion. Yeah.
Yeah, roll a religion check.
Did somebody
No.
say intelligence?
Yes, it's an intelligence check if you know. Yeah, if you know history, or if you just general intelligence. If you don't, you can. If you can make a
That'll be
good general
good.
intelligence check, a little higher DC. But
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I can definitely make one, but my stats are not for that.
Ah,
I
22.
would make
22 for religion.
Yes. So, you know that it is a term occasionally granted to there are certain gods who kind of encourage parents to name an alternate in case they should die, like and that is often the term given, but it's also a term. It comes, you know, that there's a myth of Fae looking out for particular children, and that's where that term comes from. So, yeah, it comes from an old Fae myth of particular Fae watching over certain children. It comes from partly the changeling myth and partly other things. So it kind of comes from that etymology. So does he mean Fae? Maybe. Who knows? But that's what.
I mean, it kind of tracks. Creeping in through the window, shrinking them, and then absconding into the night. That sounds like a Fae thing to do.
Possibly.
These
Oh,
pigeons have higher lore than
wait.
I have.
Wait, Faye? You're saying that we're dealing with Faye?
Possibly.
Oh my god! After all these years, I used to have a companion that talked about Faye nonstop. She brought up Faye more times and telling it, she was completely worried about Faye and never once saw a Faye during the whole time that I knew her. And now that she's gone, freaking Faye pops up. Really? Oh my god!
Maybe.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, these are also birds. They don't necessarily know exactly what it was.
Well, Amethyst didn't exactly know much about much either, but
Fake
all right.
creatures are cunning predators. This could be a little bit more than I thought.
Hey, more points for your tally thing, yeah?
That is true.
Oh, I thought for a second you were saying those pigeons were mighty predators. I'm like, what world? No.
No, the Fae, the pigeons are just a snack.
I was like,
Oh,
I
you
think
say that now.
you're really overestimating these pigeons if you think they're
To be fair, they did just like drop serious Fae knowledge lore. I might be like looking at them a little differently now.
If we had a paladin here, maybe they'd be able to sense that they're actually fiends. You don't know.
That is true. What can I sense?
So
An update though. We do
Uh,
have now double like someone we have like $100 more than we did before. So thank you whoever's is pitching into the ACLU, and that guys means that these cards are gonna be helpful if you want to try them. So just saying.
Oh, we're trying them.
Okay.
So
Well,
what do these cards do?
Big money, big money, big money. No whammy, no whammy.
yeah, Victor, why don't you showcase what the
Do you wanna
cards
pull
do
one?
for the audience and for
Yeah.
those who haven't participated before?
Yes.
Yeah, I can. I have a virtual deck that I can pull up.
Okay. Either way, does it have a Joker in it?
I hope so. I've never used. I think it does. Let me open it back up.
If it's virtual, they should be able to let
Add
you
them. Yeah.
add it or take it out if you wanted.
Yeah. I don't know if
Yep.
this one has Joker. I don't see it. Is he? Oh yeah, it does. It always has two. Ooh, there you go. But yeah, I always have a deck on hand, and this is a. I think it came either as a promotional at a convention or as a prize in a raffle. So, but.
Alrighty, the first card has been pulled.
Okay.
It is.
What? The Joker?
Yeah, it's the Joker.
All right.
Is that good or bad?
Well, the Joker actually works on previous cards pulled. So you have that essentially in your pocket. You have it kind of spins and flips and sticks itself kind of around the metal of your wrist. And it feels kind
Ask
of tingly.
again later.
But yeah, that'll serve you well.
So
Yes.
what does that do, Victor?
I'll get back to you on that one.
Yes. It also deposits. Yeah, the first one. It gives you that, and it also gives you a pearl, specifically. Worth about 100 gold pieces, and you would know as a wizard, it's about identify-sized pearl.
How convenient.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So you have that, and a mysterious patch for later. But
how many pulls do we get?
well, in character you have no idea. Out of character,
Yeah.
let's see. I said one per every 15. So let me, cause it was gonna be only 6, and but now it's more. So 16 so far. If everyone keeps throwing money at the ACLU, we do, not only do we get a good cause, you guys get more pulls. So yeah,
Well,
at least
sorry,
16.
ma'am. We're not going to make it to you. We're too busy drawing cards.
Yeah, so they are fun. A lot of these are ones that didn't get pulled during the. Some of them are from Griffin's Saddlebag. Some of them, actually, I'll put sources for fun stuff.
What happens if we try to pull and we don't have cards available? Like
it will
the
do
card
what it
just
said.
doesn't draw.
It will.
We're like,
But you said the Watchmaster said it would said funds, insufficient funds on alternate plane, which is he did not get, because it doesn't make any sense in world, but as a players, you'd be like, ah, yes. So
This card just says 404. What does that mean?
um,
404 MacGuffin not found.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Posting source in the
you
chat.
get the whole Microsoft Explorer. Still loading. Still loading. Still loading.
I believe that's the one. Oh, that's not how you spell that. Okay.
So I'm going to, if we're done with the pulling of stuff, I'm gonna save a trick in my back pocket. But can I make some kind of tracking check to see if we have a trail to start looking for?
Yeah. I would say, let's see.
I've got so many toys to play with. I could do survival. I could do perception, nature, whatever you want.
I would say, perception. 'cause
Perception.
there's not yeah.
Which one of these is going to be a good one today? Ooh. You are. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So Clyde kind of points to where the pigeon points, and you can kind of see that it's toward the edge of the city. And you kind of look out, and you're like, all right, they went by air. That doesn't leave a lot of tracks, which kind of sucks. But then you're like, okay, we have a direction. Let's look that way. See what we can see. So you look, and you see there is a faint shimmer, and you're like, ah, that's something weird and magical, and not like a regular old night. That's something.
Mm.
So
Do I have a decent idea, or does it look like because they flew away, it's going to be difficult?
because they flew away, you wouldn't necessarily be able to track, but you can tell where that is, and you're like, ah, that's probably where they were going. That's your best guess. Is that seems it's in the same direction, and it seems awfully suspicious.
Then in that case, if it's all right with everyone else, I'm going to use a spell slot. Um, I'm going to blow a first level spell to use Primeval Awareness.
Oh, okay.
Where using an action and one of my ranger spell slots, I'm going to get awareness of the region around me for 1 minute. So yeah, I'm going to use level 1. So for 1 minute, I get a sense of the following types of creatures are present within 1 mile of us. And if it's considered my favored terrain, it can be up to 6 miles.
Oh, there you go.
But Fae is a part of that. But I'm going to go with aberrations, celestial, dragons, elementals, Fae, fiends, and undead. But since we've discussed that Fae might be involved, I'm assuming that's what I'll be looking for on top of trying to, the trail that we kind of
Yeah.
have and don't have.
Yeah.
And hope that we'll pick something up.
Yeah. So um you sense a there definitely is something Fey in that shimmery part. That's definitely something very Fey related. And you're like, that's Fey. There's a number of creatures in that general vicinity that are also Fey origin. So they're probably yeah, it is a nice little feature that rangers can do. Yeah, but yeah, that there is some Fey. I don't know if it gives you all of them or just the one.
I think it just lets me know that there are a number of creatures of those types around. I thought that it would help me with trekking. It does not. It just lets me know they're within a mile. So
Oh yeah, so there are some Fey. Definitely a cluster of Fey. I will give you that much. They're clustered.
Also, it's like find traps. Are there traps? Yes.
Yeah. Also, there are a few aberrations in the city somewhere. I'll give you that much.
oh geez.
Aberrations, do those count as like mimics and or like
Yes,
doppelgangers?
the
Yeah.
mimics, doppelgangers, also ether beasts are considered aberrations.
Beholders, etc.
Yeah,
Oh,
ether
I
beasts
certainly
as
hope we
well.
find a beholder. That'll be a quick game.
Yeah, no, ether beasts are as well, which is worth noting.
Always
It's
wanted
a
to be a statue.
yeah, but
My body can take it.
yes, ether beasts. For those who do not know, are something unique to Hitherland. I don't know if they're unique to Hitherland, but
They're
they
made out of
are
blue.
they're a very very distinctive bright blue, and when you kill them, they turn into goop, and they are associated with the not god whose name no one dares mention for fear of Eldritch ruin. They are summoned by his people, and they can get very nasty if confronted. So just be on the lookout. There are some around. You fought them before. They can be vicious. They deal cold damage. They're you know
All right. Well, then I would let my group know that information that I can articulate.
And you saw which direction he flew, the Fae flew in.
yeah. The pigeon did point you in a direction.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at the direction that the vision pointed a beak at or whatever it did,
Mhm.
and see if there's like a building or like any noticeable structures or something to look at in that
Um,
direction.
there's houses. The usual cityscape houses. There's a small bar with a butterfly, a purple butterfly painted on it, on the
Ooh,
door.
Desna.
Yeah, Desna. Um, yep. Uh, um, but yes, and with the butterfly and the bird with the shell-end
So
bird. Um, and those two, there's a little past that, there's a couple of farms, or what you imagine would be small farm-ish, and a kennel, or what you think is a kennel. It's hard to say from this angle. A lot of dogs. Other than that, not much.
all right, so does my character with their knowledge of religion, would they know that is Desna associated with the Fae at all?
No, Desna is dreams, travelers, luck, trans lesbians, and yeah, dreams, travelers, luck, stars. Stars is the big one. I even wrote a handful
No,
on
no, they're
stars.
not associated with the Fae, just associated with all these Fae things.
I mean, kind
Well,
of.
I was
Um,
wondering because like in the Wrath of the Righteous game, their Fae are heavily tied to Desna. That's why.
I would say she
Uh,
probably is Fae adjacent, but her followers aren't particularly inclined toward Fae things. Um, so, you know,
Yeah,
Jack
my
Jones.
my thoughts without a clear direction of where the trail is actually going, just kind of a point. My thought is hoping that one of my compatriots would be able to put together any of the what would we call them? I guess the suspects that we were given, if
Yeah.
they're in that direction, or if
Um,
I guess any of them strike us as, oh, they might be doing something fey.
um, I mean, you would the most likely the Fae is definitely not. The wizards probably less so. The wizards associated with the not god whose name no one dares mention for that's ruined. The New Crusade probably hate the Fae. They certainly hate changelings and want to murder them. So their tracking with the Fae is probably dislike at best. The local Vernsteins, that's their name. Maybe they they're tricksy. They have fingers in all the pies. And their little hideout is on the route to that. So, but yeah, their local office, as it were. So, you know,
All
Well,
right, I
this is
guess.
going to take some brains here to figure out. She says that she looks up at Victor.
Yes.
What's going on? Do you have any ideas?
Uh, well, let me see here. Do I have any? Let's see what I got here.
I'm guessing Victor has like twice as much in it as my character does.
that's fair. He's the smart one of the crew. The client intelligence isn't bad, if I recall correctly. Um,
But,
yeah,
I
Unless
know
we just want to
I'm
pull
being unfair to
straws.
Nicholas here because just
yeah,
because his character has
yeah.
doesn't mean that he's going to be able to put together.
Anything. Yeah. You would
Unless we
actually know
feel
who the
that we just
Bernsteins are. And they did tell you there's a local group of them. A minor cousin working for Aaron, I believe. Um, so, um,
unless we
and
just want to pull straws and pick a suspect and go
yeah,
shake him down.
there are suspects. You have the weird, glowy, weird thing that's in the direction the birds flew. You have
Well,
Um,
yeah. Why don't we head towards the direction where the birds flew and see if any of the suspects are in the path towards that direction.
okay,
Good enough to start with, I suppose.
there you go.
Makes the most sense. So we do that.
Okay.
But first,
Um,
Renee's like, oh, but hold on, wait 1 second.
it's
She takes
also
her
the middle of the
backpack
night.
off.
So it is nighttime by this point.
Yeah, but time is of the essence. If she's gonna become some face sacrifice, we can't wait. We can't wait around all day or night.
Fair.
So,
Fair.
so Brynhild's gonna take her pack off, and she's going to take out her professional drinking mug, pour herself some ale from the pony keg that's attached at the bottom of her backpack,
Yeah.
and like, go. I'm sure you guys understand going on a mission like this sober is just unprofessional.
I still have more if you want.
I do. I would love some more. Thank you.
All right.
Top 'em off. One thing to consider, though. So there was some sparkly bit back there from some kind of magic and a little bit of residue. She's been gone a couple of days. If that stuff is still kind of floating around, we might be able to just follow the breadcrumb trail. And
I'm starting to wonder. The birds mentioned that she was made small, and
Mhm.
I would guess that if Victor didn't recognize the spell components, it's a spell he probably doesn't have. And
Possibly.
if he doesn't have a whatever the opposite of enlarge spell is,
They're
diminish or
both the
whatever.
same spell in 5e.
So
Enlarge, reduce. You can pick and choose which is the best.
reduce, if he doesn't have reduce known, he wouldn't have reckoned. Do you know the enlarge or reduce spell, Victor?
No,
Yeah,
I do not.
so maybe
Also,
this is a spell component for that, which would explain why.
possibly. You also know that Fey magic uses different components than what you do. Um,
It could be fly too. It could be the spell component for fly,
also
possibly.
true.
Could I just make an Arcana check on this?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Um,
it's not just pixie dust that makes you fly.
Nat
well,
20.
it is pixie dust. Yes, it's pixie dust.
Nice.
Yeah. Basically,
I mean,
you're like, oh, this is, and you're thinking about it, you're running it with your hands, and you're like, Faye, hang on. You've heard tales of pixie dust and what it can and can't do. It is a, you've seen it used as an alternate for enlarge and reduce. It tends to get interesting. But yes, it does tend to shrink. Um, the creatures, whatever creatures put on down, and makes them flying. Is it depends on variance, and no one's really studied it too much. But yes, for those you don't know, Victor rolled an at 20 and found out that this is pixie dust they found, so it does shrink stuff. Um, and yeah, it is pixie dust. So, and you're pretty sure Faye can use it for other spells. But that's what the few wizards you know at the academy who have studied this are um uh yeah yes, there are if you poke around dark corners of this world, there are substances you can get that does do things, but this is not one of them. I will say. But yes, that is your
so Victor, when they use the pixie dust to like, are they going to keep like having pixie dust fall off them as they move around? Is that something we could track?
I think it is.
you'd be able to look for signs of it. Yeah, if you had
So like if he
you knew what
cast
to look for.
he could cast like detect magic or something like that. Could we follow? Could he see the
I mean, yeah,
trail
if you
of?
had um Um, yeah, you could absolutely probably poke around and find using either basic tracking skills or detect magic. You would be able to trace a trail of probably. Yeah, you would absolutely be able to trace a
Robot
trail.
powers activate. But
So,
Oh.
so to be clear, the trail that I picked up, the direction the pigeon said, and now we might have a trail of pixie dust. That's generally in the same direction.
As
We're
the
not misunderstanding if we're
Nope, it's
saying
kind of
I
all
want
in
to
the
follow
same
one.
direction as the shimmery thing toward the edge. Like the trail you picked up was just to the window, because they started flying after that. But yeah, and then
Okay.
the bird pointed was in a weird direction of a shimmery thing, and pixie. You haven't poked around for pixie dust yet, but yeah, you can absolutely poke around, and
Then I guess we start in that direction and start trying to track. That
Okay.
makes
Yeah.
the most sense.
All
Try
right.
survival.
Yeah, roll a survival.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just to be clear, is that me or is that
Yeah,
other
that's
people or
you.
is that everyone or
You
okay.
can roll it because you're the one who knows how to track stuff.
Can I give him
If Victor wanted to
advantage for
do,
assistance?
yeah,
Can I get
if you
help?
guys are, yeah, if you guys
Yeah.
are helping, kind of pointing stuff out, you know what you're looking for. So in this case,
And
yeah, I would say it's
unless it doesn't make sense, I don't see why they would just randomly. Ooh, I needed that. Oh no, survival's so much worse. That's going to be a 12.
um,
Ooh.
it takes a while, but you do notice some kind of. It's not an incoherent trail, but you do notice a few spots of it, and you're like, huh, that seems to be in that general direction. Not a real coherent trail, but you're definitely going in the right direction. You see a couple spots here and there. Not enough to really form a trail, but I would say it's pretty easy to spot if you know what you're looking for. So with a 12, you'll be able to see kind of in the right direction. An exact trail is going to be difficult, but you're definitely going in the right direction.
yeah, the reason Raylich rolled so low is because Brynhild was offering him suggestions along the way with her 8 int.
Yeah.
Let's go in this direction. It just definitely has to be the where we're going.
Yeah. Possibly.
So yeah, I guess we just keep going until
Yeah.
we something comes up or I need to roll again.
Yeah, you kind of head in that direction. Uh, you, um, you remember he kind of mentioned there was something weird going on at the edge of town in that direction too. So you're like, okay, weird, Faye. All right, maybe this is it. And you do, you do see the Vernstein, the house where you told the Vernstein cousin was is on that way. The Vernsteins are a local group of organized crime. I mean, they certainly do get some nasty stuff. So as a wizard, you would know magical items are, you have to have a special permit to sell magical items, and they're like, um, uh, there are like three legal authorized dealers outside of the capital, and one of them only sells paper you need for spells. If anyone wants to get spells, otherwise they have to go to extra legal sources. Um, the Vernstein brothers, they each control, and their sister Lola, who does the capital. She is a piece of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they generally have branches, like cousins and like cells across the country. Um, Generally, the local watch knows where they are, but generally doesn't arrest them right away on the kind of grounds that if they can kind of use that as leverage to get them to rat out other people who might be dangerous, and but they know that if they toe out of line, they're going to get busted. So they're that limits the violence because they know that's going to get them busted. So they kind of have a more incentive to kind of keep it chill, like um,
A
and
messed up mutually assured destruction kind of deal.
yeah, a little bit. It's more of a okay, we can tolerate minor offenses to prevent major ones kind of deal. Um, and they but yeah, and if anything really dangerous magical shows up, they know they're the first one on the chopping block. But um, and then there's anything with cantrip level spells is kind of like light stones are kind of gray area legally, and but yeah. So the Bernstein brothers, if you want paper, the good stuff. Now you're paying above market rates. You're paying twice as much as you would pay for a legal vendor, so twice as much as the listed in the player's handbook for. But they sell paper and ink, the good stuff you need to write spells. They generally have a few magical items for sale, depends on where you are and what they've got. And yeah, so and they were listed on your list of suspects who might have possibly something to do with it or some information. And they're on the same. They're in the same direction as the trail. So might know something, might not. You don't know.
Yeah, that seems to be a lot of stars aligning. So I would assume that's kind of the direction we would head.
Okay. Yeah. So you're heading that way. Are you going to stop and try to talk to the Bernstein cousin in town, or are you going to keep going?
I think that's up to my cohorts. I don't think Ralich would stop to ask permission. I think they would just start, sneaking through the forest in that direction.
Yeah. So yeah, you keep going, and if none of you call to stop, then I guess Relish just gonna just keep going, and all right,
Well,
All right, no one's saying otherwise. So here we go.
all right.
Marijuana.
Would Brynhild know that that's
Yeah, I mean, well,
their
Victor would
house?
know. And you did. Yeah, we would know that. Yeah, I mean, like they're on the list of enemies. Victor would probably
Okay.
recognize. They
But
have a
we
few.
do know that they're mages, right?
Yeah, you would not powerful mages. They're not
Yeah,
like
they don't have
super
to.
powerful hedge wizards, but they have at least someone who can cast sending. They probably don't have anything,
Ascending?
Yes, sending.
Like the-
That's
So like up to 3rd level
Yeah.
spells.
so like a fifth level wizard probably. That's generally the level of hedge wizard that's like
Okay.
economically
Hey guys,
viable.
you want to, since these guys are on our list here of potential people, we could always grill them and see if they're connected to these Fae. Maybe they're the ones who hired the Fae. Or, I mean, we don't know if the Fae are doing this on their own,
I mean,
but it would be nice to know if they were.
They did leave a note. Whoever took her did leave a note saying we need her. Here's this in recompense, and they sent the cards. Seems like a very Fae thing to do, and the cards are glowy and warm. You would notice.
Hey, Ralich, I have an idea. You're pretty sneaky, right?
Yes.
What if you wanna? We like keep him busy. You could just kind of poke around a little bit in there.
I could. I also have something that would make us all very sneaky. But
I could help make you particularly more sneaky.
okay,
I'll
an
cast
option.
I'll cast invisibility on Ralich.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Now
Yes.
I'm truly Relich the Predator.
Yeah. There you go.
The active camo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I get the sense that we are hostile to these mages? I mean, now I'm sneaking invisible, gonna go sneak around. But do I get the sense that we were already hostile and
I
that
mean,
I should be prepared for that? Or
you know that they probably have defensive measures. They probably have some defensive measures and legal protection.
Oh, it didn't.
Oh, well, yeah. You would suspect that they have defensive measures because it makes sense if they're running a
super awesome. I have nothing for that. Let's go.
We're just going there to ask some questions and maybe get some magical supplies. Maybe Victor
sure.
needs some paper or some pens and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Victor's fine with whatever he gets from this magical deck.
Okay.
But
You want to pull one?
Fuck it, let's go. Pull 2.
All right. Pull 2. Okay. I mean, you got
How long
16.
did your spell last, Coin?
Probably an hour,
Maybe-
right? Unless it's
Maybe
broken.
we'll wait until after the polls to cast that.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, invisibility lasts for an hour.
Yeah.
And this would happen in like a couple of moments. This is even though out of character, it's going to take a little bit.
But yeah, that's true. The cards kind of just appeared. So, flip and flip.
So do they have a front door? Is it like a magic shop? Or
they don't have a magic shop, but they do have a front door.
okay, so walk up and knock on the door.
Okay, Relic, are you going with them, or are you sneaking around while they're doing that?
So I would sneak round. If there was windows, that would be where I would start. But I should probably, if we're jumping right in, then I should probably make a stealth check. I'm assuming.
Yes. You would be, if you're gonna go sneak toward the side, and you get
Yeah.
advantage because you're invisible. And if anything,
Advantage because I'm
um,
invisible.
yeah, and if anything does notice you, it will not see you.
Oh, I'm gone. Okay. That is +6, so that is 22.
Okay.
Pretty solid.
Pretty solid. You notice there are something like creatures patrolling. There's these creatures that seem to patrol along the edges in the side yard. There's a kind of a low fence, and you hop it, um, and you
Do I
find
recognize the creatures, or do they look
they're
like
made of
just
stone and rock. They don't seem to be like actual, like you've never seen a beast like this.
okay?
But they're definitely magically animated stone rock things.
So more golem and less elemental.
Yes, definitely. No. Did you pull cards, or do you want me to pull them?
No, I pulled some cards.
Okay.
First card that I had pulled was the 10 of spades.
10 of spades. Okay. What? Let me bring this up. 11, 6. No, not that one. That other one. That was from the other game, which had more, and also I took a few from other things as well. Nice. 412. Here we go. And these
We're
guys.
gonna get a bunch of Italian food. In this one.
Space. But 10 of spades, you said?
10 of spades, yes.
Okay, you find a small baton-like stick.
Okay.
Yeah, and you kind of pop it open, and it does bring out 10 feet long. Basically. And then you shake it again, and it goes back down.
Collapsible 10-foot pole.
Yes, but it is a +2 10-foot pole, I will tell you. So if you use it, you get +2 on any checks you use making the 10-foot pole. Use the 10-foot pole.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Would anybody like this stick?
I could use it to
I've already
poke
got
stuff
my-
that's
I've
not
already
that's
got
too
my
high to
pole.
reach.
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put in that one. Okay, change the font so I know which ones you've pulled. All right, and the other one. You said you're gonna
The
pull two.
ace of diamonds.
Ace of up at the top. Oh, you get little beignet. I believe beignet is the word. They're like um they're chocolate filled fried pastry. Um, Fortunately, Johan's not around to appreciate how delicious these are, but they are type of donut, and they do. You get a feeling that they would provide a healing sustenance, some kind of healing. There are
Okay.
a lot of there is a smattering of the magic healing foods in here. But yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, you got magic healing and a pole, fun stuff. But yeah, so if you need a pole for me, but yeah, so yeah, you're sneaking past. Okay, so we got two party members knocking on the door, two doing sneaky sneak, or Relic doing sneaky sneak. The rest of you are up at the door.
Yep.
All of you, okay. And you guys knock, and opens up. Huh. Welcome.
Yeah, I heard you guys have magic items.
Possibly.
The guy behind you, and Brynhild like points her thumb at Victor. Our companion here might be in, might want something if you got something decent.
Oh, you're the wizard who replaced. We heard about you.
Yes, hi.
You're the one who did the thing with the soul jar and then gave yourself a new body.
Yeah, that's me. This is my new body.
Welcome. Come in. Uh, uh, the his uncle's gonna be, well, very interested, I'm sure. They actually did find a. If you ever want a new body, they may or may not. Well, just say they have connections.
I'll just step right in, like between their legs.
Hello. You're small. We don't get any of this part of the country, but sure, come on in. You're not Nementian, are you?
What? Now?
All right. Say so. Um, what were you in the market for? Just basic paper and ink, or you want something a little more special?
Maybe special. I mean, it depends on what you got and how much you're charging.
Let's see what we got. Let's see. Kind of pulls up. All right, we got some scrolls here. Um, good
No,
basic
no, no,
stuff.
no. Something less reading involved.
You do know how scrolls are, like scrolls ascending. Those are bank. Your loss. Shrugs.
I mean, if you work for like a city magistrate or something.
I don't know. I mean, that's sure. We got um, sure.
Do you have anything Fey related?
Favorite.
And when I say that, I'm gonna look and try to do an insight check to see if like that registers anything on him. Like, is he like surprised that I mentioned Faye, or does he like get cautious? You know, like that when I mentioned Faye, or
kind of frowns a little, tilts the head. Yeah. You weren't talking about what happened, kind of points. Or did you just want? We got Zilly potions. Got a couple.
and what do those do?
We don't want a silly potion. We want something effective.
I mean, it is effective. It certainly has effect. Hand you a potion that looks like it's iridescent, and every time you look at it, it's a slightly different color, and you kind of turn it, and it's just like, essentially, silly potions. Victor would know it. Certainly, some of the rest of you. Well, that's a good question. Burnheld, as kind of holding up the silly potions, roll an insight check.
I am not very insightful. In fact, I'm the exact opposite of insightful. I rolled a 2 + 4, so 6.
Maybe. Seems convinced. Doesn't seem like overly concerned about you guys, or highly suspect. He's not doing anything like, you were the ones who took them. Like, we have your person. Like, he's not doing anything really obvious. Just pointing out that the silly potions are bottled wild magic. You drink one, you get a wild magic surge. So.
Oh.
And you can throw them at other people to make them do wild magic surges. So.
Wild magic grenade.
Yeah. It's possible. 50 gold a pop.
This is definitely making it into my fantasy high school run that I'm DMing. This is amazing.
Yeah, they're fun. Actually, it was kind of based on a couple of degrees of separation off from Homestuck, but yes, they are potions of wild magic. So, no.
Interesting. Did you guys create these yourselves, or are
No,
you
we
guys
trade
outfit,
for them. There's you have your suppliers and your people.
So I guess you got a nearby Bay group you trade with, right?
These ones, no.
But other ones, yes.
Well, you heard about what happened outside of town, right? With the portal?
No, I didn't. I did not. What happened outside of town?
Oh, there's a Fey portal or something, but no one can go through. It's blocked.
Why
So
not?
They try it. It ends badly. Could probably fix it if someone knew what they were doing, but
Define badly.
I mean, usually they just get. And if there's a house in the way, that tends to end a couple banged up bones. You need a cleric, and the ones at the temple are finicky, you know. And if the clerics are all tapped out at the temple, you're sitting there with busted up bones all night. It's painful, ugly, you know.
Yeah.
And if the
You
bones
think
get busted wrong and the cleric aren't careful, you know how it
I know
goes.
we got approached to find this missing
Oh,
person.
Eva.
You think maybe Eva wandered through that portal? Maybe
What, did
that's
the
what happened to her?
fake? I don't know. I want her back. She's good. Last time Ezzy was in on some dumb stuff, she got him to talk to him into letting him go because he wasn't really causing any trouble. I mean, the watch was gonna keep him in for a week,
Sure.
just teach him a lesson, and she talked it down to 2 days. So we owe her a solid.
Oh, interesting. So maybe we should, if she got busted up in that fate portal, maybe we should check out that. Maybe we could go check out that fate portal. You guys have any insights into how to get through that?
The fate portal? Nah.
Mhm.
I mean, I was gonna send Ezzy down to figure it out, but Ezzy's in a snit and having a time of it, so it's gonna be at least. That's the things you put up with wizards.
In a
Ah,
what?
What did you say about wizards?
Nothing. I mean, it's you need them so if particular wizards are less than
Yeah, that's right. You need them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ezzy's. It's not because Ezzy's a wizard. It's just because Ezzy's Ezzy that he does that. You know, that's not a wizard thing. That's an Ezzy thing. But he can cast sending, so it's not bad most of the time. It's just
It's not bad. He's a phone. Like we
Uh,
sometimes you just need a phone.
I mean, he's like a person too. You know, a person, but a
Grade A
person.
backpedaling, by the way. I'll give you credit.
Look, I don't know
okay.
about the Fae. We haven't been able to do anything with that, but we have a couple like my sister went out down to the other Bernstein cousin um in Dorton, and they lost their best guy actually down in Dorton. It's a shame because they had one kid, Palin, who was stupid enough to they could get him to do all sorts of stuff. Actually, really helpful. But anyway, they have contacts with the Fae. But
Huh. So is it hard to find this fate portal, or is it just
the
like a big
particular
portal
one
sitting in the
outside
middle?
town, no, it's right there. Out past the kennel. That's why the dogs are, you know, we got
Okay,
people asking for silent spells because the dogs are, they don't like the Fae portal. That gives them the creeps.
I bet.
Mm.
So Victor, you see anything you need, or are we good
I
here?
mean, I got silent scrolls and sending scrolls and silly potions and a couple other bits and bobs.
I mean, like we're contractors though. Where's all the fun stuff?
You want fun stuff, huh? See what we got. Kind of pulls out a um um. I mean, I don't suppose you need a handy haversack.
Eh.
Oh, and this guy, contractors always love to have something like this. Kind of pulls out a necklace. Just some insurance.
Well, what does it do?
It's a parapet of health. You put it on, and then if you get reduced down to 0, it brings you down to 1 instead. Or it's maybe it's auto stabilizing. It keeps you from dying outright if you get hit by like
Stabilizes you at the start of your turn if
right.
you're bleeding.
And
Yeah.
how much you want for it?
200 cash. That's
Yeah,
stuff you.
maybe after this job I can afford it. But I'll have to get back to you.
All right, we're here. You want any scrolls? Extra basic stuff? Anything pretty basic we probably have.
You have any potions of healing?
Healing. Nah, that's cleric stuff. You got to go through the either got someone who can brew them, or you could go through the uh.
They don't have to be blessed. You just use the right herbs.
I mean, that's a whole different thing. But you want the real effective stuff, you gotta have the clerics do it.
Ah, they just tell you that to get you to pay.
I mean, listen, next time you're stuck out there and you're counting on herbs, let me know how it goes, huh?
Sure, it's been working on me for so far.
I was about to say he just said that to the druid, and the druid's like, "Yeah, I do that all the time."
That's
Also,
my
druids
thing,
can
dude.
cast cure wounds, so
Yeah, and I can make my own potions. Like,
yeah, sure, all right.
Well, thank you for your help. We'll be back after we finish our excavation. If we have got some excess coin, we'll make our way back here for sure.
All right, all right, right here.
Good boy.
All
And
right.
if you
Well,
find Eva, we'll be grateful. Just saying, if you
I'm-
find her and get her back,
I'm going to whisper to a group as we're leaving. Do we have any way of contacting Rayledge to let him know we're leaving?
That's the thing I wanted to ask. So he's been talking during this conversation. Does this guy freak out at all?
oh no. I haven't been talking in character. I've been making
Okay.
comments about some
Yeah.
of the ridiculousness.
There's a
Yes.
disembodied voice.
no, you kind of hear you're kind of like, oh, Frederick would absolutely say, Relic could absolutely say this. It's like a thought pattern. You're like, why am I so sure he'd say that?
Yeah,
And-
Ralich isn't clever, so I don't think he would be quipping during an
Possibly.
interaction. But
True, Nate would. I see. But yeah, where is he? Because you're going around.
yeah, so they entered the hutch or whatever, and
Oh, you
they're
went through the window.
talking. So what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
like I'm still outside, right?
Yeah.
So what do I see from the outside? Are there several windows? Like,
Yeah. It's pretty narrow. There seems to be a main room, a back room, couple like a side. There's one window that seems to be. There's a couple in the front that go to the main room. There's a couple windows on the side, on the upper floor. You're not sure what those are.
okay.
Back, you see kitchen. You kind of poke in. There's a kitchen. Looks kitcheny.
So
there's more
if I can
golems.
see them talking in the front room,
Mhm.
and you said there was a back room, what do I see in through the window of the back room?
It's a kitchen.
Okay,
So
that's the kitchen.
you see there is a young woman there who's cooking, she's doing kitcheny stuff. She's kneading dough, probably prepping it for tomorrow, you'd imagine.
Okay, that's of little interest to me then. And what else was there? Was
Upper
there
floor rooms. There are upper floor rooms and a couple, more golems patrolling the area. So there's 4 altogether.
Do I feel that I could, like, is it like a thatched roof or something that I could climb up to look into the windows of the other two?
It's not
Or would
thatched,
it be
it's-
ridiculous? Would it be just me scraping on stone?
It's brick. So, and there are, a couple of janky spots, and there's a guard along the gutter. So you could probably. It would be. It would require a check, athletics or acrobatics, I would say, unless you have a climbing any proclivity toward it. But the claws would help, probably lower the DC.
I
You
don't
can
have
climb
a
up.
Maybe
climbing.
like enough of a window ledge that he'd be able to get like a grip on too. And
Yeah, I mean, if you pop yourselves up onto got up onto the first window and then climb, there's enough of an edge on the second, you could probably precariously balance and then swap yourself up onto the second floor if you wanted to.
it's not like he needs to avoid the windows to keep from being seen.
Right,
So.
that's true. It would be a stealth check. The golems
It
might
is
notice,
true.
and then they might get upset with you. But because it's noise, so you'd have to roll another stealth check and probably athletics, and if you wanted in.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of my purpose, is trying to check if they're anywhere else. So I'm trying to think. I don't think I would break in with what I could see from the outside at this time. There isn't really, that seems to be undue risk to just break in for no reason.
That's fair.
If I'm not seeing a reason. So
Yeah.
it is most likely that I would, if there was not something to climb up on with the golems patrolling, I would probably try to see in to the second windows. Yeah, why don't I do, depending on how ridiculous of a thought pattern that is, I don't think I would. Yeah, no, I would probably at least attempt to look into at least one of the second story windows.
Okay.
Um,
Fair.
so what would you want first for that?
If you're gonna climb up to kind of peek, stealth and athletics.
All right, I will do. Nope, I'll do stealth first,
Stealth first. Okay.
and that is going to be a 19,
Okay.
and that's advantage because I'm invisible,
Invisible.
right?
Yep. They rolled a nat 1. You're fine.
Ooh, that is a 19 plus 6, so that's way more than that.
On climbing.
Um, on the stealth.
Oh yeah, you have invisible. Okay, yeah. So you are
So the
sneaky.
climbing. What did you ask for that? Would athletics count?
If you have acrobatics, you want to make a case of fixie
I
things.
think athletics is a little better, so I'm gonna
Okay.
go with that, and that's a natural 20 plus.
There you
4.
go. So yeah, you can absolutely poke in. You can you climb up stealthily, pop your head up, and you're just like, yeah, okay, this is climbing. It's like a tree. Once you get used to it, you're like, oh, this is kind of like bark. I know how to do this. Okay, I did this as a kid. Okay, so you get up to the top part, and you poke your head in, and there is a room. It looks a little disturbed, and you have someone who's pacing. He's just back and forth and back and forth and throwing things occasionally, just like sitting, breathing heavy, just not having a good time of it. Some sort of panic attack episode, manic episode of sorts. Looks. There's a spell book. It's been thrown against the wall. You're like, oh, okay, that's a thing, but it doesn't look to be any hurt or anything. Just mentally not in a good place.
I feel like you should totally whisper to him with your sneaky voice. Like, what's the matter, buddy?
You could try it. It might help. Might make it worse.
Hey,
that
girly.
That would be freaky, wouldn't it?
Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, you could try that. Or you could pop over to the other window with a nat 20.
Yeah, I would definitely pop over to the other window if he doesn't look like he's being held. That probably it didn't make much of a notice to me.
No, it's probably just he's trying to have a moment to himself to try and get himself back under control.
Okay.
Having a meltdown.
Then I would probably head over to that other window and just try to get whatever information I can.
The other one seems it's a bedroom. You see a bottle of herbs on the nightstand. The wardrobe, some dresses, nothing fancy, just basic room. If you want to go around and kind of see on the other side of the, there's around a corner, kind of pop over.
Yeah, that does. Yeah, that's kind of my purpose is to look through these windows trying to find our person. So I would probably, whichever's easier, either go around or go straight up over onto the roof.
I mean,
go
yeah,
up and over
the
down
roof,
the other side.
Yeah, the roof's right there. You can kind of clamber up. It's slate. You do make a little noise, but it's up. So the golems aren't looking for up. And you kind of drop down. And the other one is a workshop of some sort.
Okay. So as far as I'm concerned, our target, I haven't seen them, so I'm just like, okay, yeah, they're not here.
It's a very long workshop area. There's magic ritual, like a ritual table with a circle on it.
Okay, so by the time I'm done and I drop down, I don't know how much time that would have taken, but are they just getting out, or are they like have been out for a while and they're kind of walking
narrative
away?
Convenience, they're probably like they've been out for a few minutes, and Clyde's waiting up, Relic, and everyone's kind of like looking around like, maybe they've been out for a little while, but not long enough to have, they've just realized, oh, Relic's around here somewhere. We should probably try and contact him.
Yeah, then I would probably have rejoined them, and when I thought it was safe, like we're not around the sentries, I probably would have spoken up and let them know that I was back.
Yeah, you hear like before you see him, you hear well, whatever you're gonna say,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh,
Our quarry is not inside. The rooms were basically empty. We need to start our search elsewhere. What did you learn?
I'll relate to him our encounter with the mage inside and let him know that that there's a Fey portal outside, and maybe we should check there. We might be able to see if there are any tracks or dust or anything like that leading into the portal that would give us more clues. Maybe.
maybe, yeah, yeah, and you head out, and I will say, because timing is a thing, you see the portal, and you're like, oh, you get there, and no one's gonna question you walk down. You see the portal, and there does seem to be a it's a ring of mushrooms, and then you can kind of see the shimmering area in it, and then there's a ring of like spots in the grass where there would have been something, and then a bunch of stones about that size scattered around it. Um, seems
Kind
kind
of
of weird.
mushrooms.
They're white with red spots. You can roll a nature check if you want to know.
Or could I argue for an herbalism kit?
Sure, if you want to poke at them. Yeah, roll an herbalism kit check if you've got proficiency. Sure. You know.
I'm gonna re-roll that as a halfling. What the?
Was it another?
No.
Nom.
2 in a row?
They're fine to eat. You're pretty sure they're good to eat. But you don't recognize them off the top of your head, but they're pretty sure they're okay to eat. Um, and they're probably just in a circle because of a coincidence.
One of our later meals is either gonna taste a little bit better or we're gonna get poisoned. I don't know.
We'll see. You're not gonna pick them, are you?
One of them, yeah.
Oh,
As
no.
soon as you do, the portal starts hissing at you.
What's that?
It's like you hear like a sound, and it starts. It doesn't. It you feel the ground tremble as you do that, and you see something spring up out of it and attack you.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean that was. This is how we do. All right. Uh. There we go. And actually, I have a list of things that I have. Oh, no, I know exactly what we were supposed to be using for this because I have notes on that. Um, yes, the, um, uh, no, the, this one, the notes. Yep, I know exactly what's supposed to be there. Yep, okay. Yep, I know exactly what's gonna there, and it's gonna be interesting. So,
For you or for us?
both, I would say, you know. So it is going to
interesting for Lee and interesting for our viewers.
Is
that too.
is this initiative, or is this just
It gets a surprise
theft
round, and
is
then you
about
can.
to
It gets a surprise
happen to
round.
them?
Yeah, it gets
Presumably,
one.
I'm the closest one. Yes.
Well, it's going to attack you because it's going to come up out of the ground and attack you. And it gets bigger and bigger as you see it. Just you're like, how is this even possible? It just grows huge, and it's going to make a one slam attack.
And Felix, the bad news is it's a servitor.
It is not a servitor.
Put
I
the
was gonna say,
mushroom back.
yes. So that's an 18 plus. What does it get for those pluses?
Plus, it hits.
Okay. It rolled well. It's reached 5 feet, so that's you. 36. Okay. Wait. I'm gonna do. Yeah, we're only doing that. So that's 3 plus. 8 damage.
Plus 8.
So 11.
No, just 8 damage altogether. Plus 5.
God, I was like,
Okay.
I thought you meant like you had plus 8
No, it
damage.
has plus 5 and damage,
yeah,
and it
that's not good.
smacks you hard, and you're just like, whoa, okay.
Ah!
And you can see there's a second one coming up, and these hulking creatures are just standing there.
Cool.
Wait, they're hulking, but they're 5 feet tall?
No, they reach
To
5 feet.
me, yeah.
No, they also they have 5-foot reach, so they can hit anything within
Oh.
5 feet of them.
Okay.
They're big, but the limbs are proportionately not. They're not good at going out because the limbs are so long and they're upper, so the limbs are like down, so it can't like reach without, unless you're really tall. It can't reach. It doesn't have like a 10-foot. It only has a 5-foot reach.
They have a big head and little arms.
No, there's no head as such. That's a thing. That's a reference to a thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right. Okay, but yes, they're very tall. And they look like like pillars almost, like wood, and then there's a face, and then they have these branches that slap you around.
Oh, I'm getting beat up by trees. Jeez.
So just to be clear, mechanics wise,
Yes.
do I feel that this is now combat? Should we be rolling?
Oh yes, you should all roll initiative.
or
This
is
was just
this-
it got a surprise round because it popped suddenly out of the ground, and then a second one did. But yes, it is everyone roll initiative, and these two roll initiative.
Go figure.
Oh no!
No, that was a 19 plus 2. So
Okay. Let's write this down. So you had a 21 for Clyde. One is uh is um you said +1. So that 21 for Clyde. Who else got what?
Got an 8 plus 2, so I got a 10.
10 for Brunhild. You're going between.
I guess I would be the
that's
next
7.
one. I got an 8.
7 and 8. Okay. Well, actually, the other one's pretty slow. So you got 7 for, or 8 for Reltic and 7 for
Victor.
Victor.
Our whole group's just like, what?
Victor.
Yeah. So Clyde, because you got hit, you're like, okay, I know what we're doing, and you are now in combat. You have these two big tree things. That one of them hit you. Boom. What are you doing?
okie dokie. That's not super great. I'm gonna use a bonus action, eat one of my little Cheetos,
Okay.
and it'll give me some temp HP, a whopping 3. So
Oh,
I'm
there you go.
feeling pretty good now.
Yeah.
Mostly just gonna use that because I might get hit here. I'm gonna start backing away. I'm not gonna disengage, but I'm gonna move away from them.
That's attack of opportunity.
Yes.
Okay. The one that hit you, which is not great. 10 hit.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it swipes at you, but you're fast and small and hard to hit. So pop back.
So I'm gonna run back just past the group and go, big lady, chop him! And I'm gonna cast haste.
Okay. So you get Brunhild. You get hasted. I'm pretty sure you're casting it on Brunhild.
Yep.
Okay, you are now hasted.
And
Feel
what
pump, and
does
you're
it
like,
give me?
it gives you
Doubles your movement speed. It gives you a +2 to your armor class and to dexterity saving throws. And you
Nice.
get an additional it's sort of an action, but you can only make one attack with it. So
Yeah.
with your extra attack, you can make 3.
Yeah.
Nice.
just an extra attack. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to PM you exact wording so that you have that.
So does that improve my initiative score as well?
No.
No.
Unfortunately, not unless you rolled initiative after it was cast. Then you can make
Even
picks.
then. Even
Well, I
that
mean,
would-
then it wouldn't, but I would.
dexterity
pitch.
saving throws.
Yeah, you
not
could make a pitch to the
ability.
GM, and if you wanted to, but yeah, if the GM is nice about it. But yeah, and also it is an action to draw a card if you want to pull one. Actually, no, it's probably a bonus action, I would say. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a bonus action. So that's you get hasted. one of them is going to clop forward a little bit, and it's going to go for because it saw that you cast on. They can't go very far. They don't exactly have a, they're not exactly Speedy Gonzalez. They're big and clunky. It is going to go for Berneld. It gets two, because it's its full turn. It gets 2 attacks. And it would be helpful if my dice don't fall off the table.
Pretty certain that means in game terms that you lose that attack.
Yeah. So a 15 with the bonus we're using is 22 hit.
22 does hit.
Okay, and a 17.
17 does not.
Okay, so it's a 9 points of damage with this.
Okay.
And the other one kind of bounces, and you kind of throw your axe up and hit, and throw it off, and you're like, all right. But yeah, it does smack you good, and that's its turn. It's just gonna clump forward and smack you a bit, and then the next one is Brynhild. It's you up next, actually.
I'm up next.
You're up next.
Okay, so the one that just smacked me, I look at it and I'm like, nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Yeah, that's okay. I'll take 3 attacks.
Go for it.
The first one is I got a 19 on the dice. So that means I crit, I think, because I have.
Yeah, because you have improved critical. Yeah.
And so how does that work in 5e? What do I do?
Depends on the DM. I would say you get full damage and then roll it again. So you don't even have to confirm. Just you roll whatever your damage dice is. What's your damage dice?
12.
D12. So yes, you get 12 plus a D12 plus whatever your bonus is.
Okay, so 12 plus 5. So 12 plus 17, and
plus
then
my D12.
No,
I mean, rolled 12. I see.
And then I get another +6 for the for my
bonuses. Gotcha.
Damage bonus.
So
12.
20, 12 plus 5
23 points of damage.
23. All right. It is. Kind of looks. It doesn't like it.
Okay, the second attack. 12 plus 9. So does a 21 hit?
21. That's 21 hit. Let me. Yes, 21 hits.
Okay, so I rolled.
I don't like that needed to be checked.
I know, I was thinking about that too. Okay, so I did 16 points.
I just
16 points of damage on the second attack.
15?
Nice.
16.
Okay. 16. There we go.
Is it still up?
Feel it. No, it's still alive.
Oh, that's not good. All right, and the last attack is a 14 plus 9, so 23.
23 hits.
And I did 6 plus 6 on that one, so 12 points of damage.
Okay. Okay, 12 points.
And Brynhilda, does it include your hasted attack?
That's
where
the
you
third
get
one.
that one additional?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my third attack.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Looking pretty beat up. Pretty there's some sap dripping out of it.
He's like a quarter damage. Sad face.
More than that. He's not that powerful. I tried to. I'm not gonna do anything crazy.
His health bar went from pure green to more of like a yellowish green.
To a sappy green.
I would say closer to yellow. Yellow was like a tinge orange, maybe. But yeah, that's Brynhild. Now we have Relvic, Hunter, Predator.
Okay, so depending on what you answer, so they were up close to these creatures. Am I considered within 5 feet, or would I be considered back further?
I would say step forward to take a swing at Brynhild. So if you're next to Brynhild, you're within 5 feet.
Okay. That's not Is that the one that already used its reaction to do an opportunity attack against Clive, or is that a
It
different
had
one?
its
The other
turn
one.
though. It made an opportunity
Oh, it
attack
didn't
against
matter.
me, and then it got its turn back.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. So what am I gonna do? All right. So what I'm gonna, no. I need to get some damage in. So I will step back, pulling out my longbow. So if it's gonna do an opportunity attack, I
gonna do
guess
it.
it would get that.
Yeah. That's not a hang on, I'm gonna give it a yeah, it doesn't hit. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
unless a 7 hits.
No, I'm not that low. So I'll step back and then I will take a longbow hit against, so I would be next to Brunhilde. So the one next to Brunhilde, the one that they were engaged with.
Yes, that it's hitting her. Yes, that's yeah. If you move back
All right.
and smack up,
So that's an 18.
it does hit. That hits. If you want to roll damage.
This and you add nothing to extra. It's just 1d8 for the longbow.
D8 plus dex. I'll give you.
Yeah,
the
you
dex
add your
bonus.
dexterity mod.
Yeah. Yeah, D8 plus dex. I know. I think there's a variant where you don't, but I'm gonna give it to you. It's D8 plus dex.
Oh, awesome. So plus this, so that is 8 damaging.
Okay. And that was the one next to Brunhild, so that was that one.
And is it
Okay.
still? Yeah, that's the one next to Brunhilde.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep piling on to the damage of that one.
Gotcha.
Actually, wait, I can make an extra attack. So I'll guess I'll so that extra attack is gonna be a, oh no, this isn't good. It's gonna be a 14.
Misses. Arrow flies past and
Okay. Do I have anything for bonus actions? Nope. So, oh wait, yeah. So I stepped back. So I'm going to use my cloak. I'm going to attempt to hide for the next round.
oh yeah, you
So I guess I'll
you like
try
lay
to
back in the
find like,
grass and throw your cloak over you and like try to confuzzle them enough that they're like, did he move or
yeah,
not? Okay, roll a stealth check.
yeah, and I can do that as a bonus action with that cloak.
Yeah.
And that's a 14 plus stuff. So that is going to end up being a stealth, being a dirty 20 for that stealth.
All right.
And
dirty
then that'll
20.
be my turn while I'm waiting for the next round.
Okay. It's not terrible.
Did it surrender?
Not yet. It is looking pretty janky though. I mean, it's definitely taking damage. Like, okay, this we could pull this. A couple more rounds of attacks, you got this guy. The other one, the other one is slightly smaller. I'll tell you, it is slightly smaller. The second one that attacked.
You're going to have to parlay with it. You do it.
Okay. But yeah. Then Victor, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna do two things. The first is I'm gonna cast poison spray.
Okay. Cantrip, go for it. On the one
I
that's
need
attacking
to-
Brunhild or the one that attacked Clyde?
The first one.
Gotcha.
And I need a Constitution save DC 15.
Con save, huh? How's there? All right. Well. Oh. All right. We're gonna. Ooh, that's not good. This, you are going over here. I don't like you. You're being annoying. Yeah, it fails.
Okay. It is going to take 17 points of poison damage.
Ow. Okay.
Very nice.
Sure. And then, ooh, it is definitely not looking so good. Definitely in the dark orange territory.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And also, I'm going to use a bonus action to draw a card.
Go for it. Which card?
I got a 7 of diamonds.
7 of diamonds. All right, let's see. This would have been helpful earlier. You find a can. And it's interesting. You haven't seen one like this, but canning does exist. You've seen preserving, and you've even seen some made of metal. Usually they use glass, but you've seen some metal ones for military consumption before. This one seems like that, except there's a weird pull at the top, and you feel like you could just yank it and open it up and maybe pour out what's inside. Sounds like liquid. Um, uh, it'll probably make you really smart and good at investigating.
Huh. Well, I'll just hang on to that for now.
All right.
That'll end my turn.
Okay. So yep, that brings up the second one who just attacked Clyde and then it ran away, and so it's gonna clump forward. How far did you go?
I went past the group. I cast my spell and then kept going behind
Kept
him.
going. So it's probably gonna clump forward and right up next to its friend and try to smack Victor because he realized, oh, that's a wizard and you're doing spell stuff, and suddenly have a thing that definitely means something. Is going to try and it's gonna roll two bop attacks, slime attacks at you. But that is, these things don't hit well. That's a 10, no, 12 and 10. I'm guessing those both miss. 12, does 12 hit? No? Okay. Yeah, that terrible roll is what are you gonna do? Okay, so it's gonna do that, and then that's its whole turn. Just clumping forward and smacking. That brings it back to the top of the round with Clyde.
Okay. I'm gonna summon up some more fire in my hands and just shot put it at the one that we've been piling our damage onto. Produce flame.
Produce flame. Okay. And that's a spell attack.
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so 15 plus 8, 23.
That hits. Those hit.
And I get D8. 13 points of fire.
Fire. Okay, then that's 6. So yeah, round down. So 13 plus 6 is 9. Okay, yeah. It does not like that. It seems to be does not do well with fire. Yeah, that brings that down to there. Ooh, it's not looking good. Okay. Like, it looks like a good smack will do it in. Burneld?
Oh my god, this thing's taken 100 points of damage so far. Okay,
Not quite. It's only taken
99.
95.
Okay. So Brendan will swing and does yeah, this hits. 25.
Yeah, hits.
And I did 7 plus 6, so 13
Dead.
points of damage.
Dead.
And am
That's
I
not
allowed
good.
to use my other 2 attacks on the guy next to me? The other guy
Yeah,
next
you
to me?
can spin around. They're right next to each other.
Sure.
Go for it.
Does a 10 plus 9, a 19 hit?
Hit. Yep, that hits.
And then the other one, the other attack, I'll roll another 10. That makes it easy. Okay, so
2 hit?
12
Okay.
plus 11, 23, and I did 33 points of damage on it.
All right, on the second one. All right. Definitely not. Definitely is smaller than the other one.
Yeah, that haste spell's really kicking its ass. Yay for haste spells.
Yay for haste spells. Teamwork makes the
Might
dream
keep you
work.
might keep you from getting hit too. So
Yeah, it's plus 2 AC. Which means the 22 still hit, but
wow.
yeah. But if it'd been one less, it might not have. Even though that would have hit before. So. Sorry, Predator. Baltic, you are at it.
All
What's your
right.
plan?
So, I will. Oh, I'm torn between. I am blasting through my spells. So the second one is a little smaller. I'll take the chance. So I'll while from hiding, I guess I will do another longbow attack at that one.
Okay. And that's at
And that's
advantage because
going to
you can't
be
quite see where you're coming from for the first one is at advantage.
yeah, the first one's at advantage. So that's going to be that one's an 18 and I don't crit.
Hits.
So 18 plus 9 is a bunch of stuff. So that hits.
Yeah, it hits. 18 alone would have been enough to hit.
Awesome. So that one's going to be what are you? You are 7 plus 3, so that's a 9 piercing damage.
Gotcha. Okay, that brings that down to. Yep. All right.
And then the second attack is gonna. Oh no.
Oh no.
That's gonna be a 12.
Doesn't hit.
That seems to be how it is. And did I hear Nick correctly that a bonus action to draw a card?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll allow it for.
it. You know what? No, I won't hold up to draw a card. I'll just say that's the end of my turn. There isn't much else to do right now, so I did my 2 attack. Well, at least 1 attack, and I will yield to the next player.
Okay. It's looking definitely in the mid territory.
Oh wait,
A little bit of south coming out.
Before that 1 attack I did it look like it was below half its health?
Not before the attack. Afterward, yes.
Oh, okay.
Afterward,
Then never
it
mind.
is. But
I
yeah,
forgot
afterwards.
to keep an eye on my Colossus Slayer, which would do even more damage. But
okay, so the
that's
next
not...
attack you make will do more damage.
Yeah, if it's still around. So I'll yield to the next player.
All right, that's our wizard. What are you up to?
Victor.
That's a good question. What am I up to? First off, bonus action, taking another card.
Okay, you have it pulled?
Yep, Jack of Hearts.
Ooh, yes. Oh, I think I made one specifically this one because Jack. Where's it down? Okay, so. Yes, it is a cheeseburger. Yeah, and actually.
More healing food.
No, this one, it just, everything, it's really nice. Suddenly it's warmer, like 10 degrees warmer, 10 degrees Fahrenheit warmer. So, a nice, and there's like a balmy breeze, and it's yeah, it is like really nice. Like not quite too hot, but like, just like really nice temperature. And balmy breeze.
Okay.
Oh my fucking god, Lee.
It's a cheeseburger of paradise.
Oh my, no. I was about to say, oh, it's an inside joke. No, it's just a bad joke.
No, it's a. No, it's a good song.
It will.
It does have. It does probably have. It does have healing properties if eaten. It does cast lesser restoration if eaten. So there's that. But
Lesser restoration.
Lesser restoration.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lesser restoration, and it makes the weather nice. So
Be a good cleric name.
Hey, listen. The 2 you put in that you gave me for last time are in here, so there might be more silly ones.
Those were fun to make.
I might yank them. You'll see. But yes, that happens, and now you have a cheeseburger and an energy drink. So you also have a action.
Oh yeah, that's right. I am going to. I mean, I had a good amount of luck with poison spray, so I'm going to poison spray the other one. I need another con save.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. Even with the bonus, 10 doesn't. Yeah.
All right, so that is going to be 11 points of poison damage.
Ow. Okay. It definitely didn't like that.
I'd hope not.
All right. That is. All right. It's getting there. That would be. Oh! Hi! Friend is in chat. Then the next one is. That's the last turn. Clyde, what are you doing?
Oh, it already took its turn?
Oh, right. It does get a turn. It does get a turn. You're right. It gets 2 attacks against. It's going for. It's going for the wizard because he kept
Teacher,
hitting
we
it with.
have homework.
One of those will hit, right? That's 10 doesn't hit, but a 26 does, I imagine. Yes, 26 hits. I'm gonna assume it does. Here we go. That's 8 points of smack damage, and the other one just kind of goes, kind of glances off the metal and doesn't do much.
How much did you say it was?
8 points of smack damage.
Okay. Thank you.
We're gonna need that healing burger if our wizard keeps taking all the damage.
Well,
You have
I'm
the
currently
healing
holding
donuts.
on to it.
You do have the healing beignet.
Yeah. I'm fine for now.
Okay, let me actually check that. But yes, it smacked you around, and now it's Clyde's turn.
Okay. Looks like that little shot of flame from the last one did pretty well, so I'm going to try that again on this guy. Which, I mean, not fantastic. 15?
Just barely, just past it.
Oh,
It like
nice.
threw it out of its way, and it's like, ah. All right. Anything else?
And that went pretty well. So 15 points of fire.
Well, it missed.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it just hit.
No, it just missed.
Apologize.
Just missed.
I apologize.
No.
So they have a 16 AC. Got it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my turn, though.
So
Brynhild,
does
what
that
are you up
make
to?
it me because Brynhild?
Right, Brynhild, and then you, and then Wizard, and then it again, and then. So, I mean, Brynhild might kill it. We'll see, depending on how many attacks hit.
No, 7 plus 9, so did 16 hit?
Yep, meets it beats. Exactly what you needed.
That's a good thing about having such a high to hit. All right, 7 plus 6, so 13 on the first attack.
Okay, second attack.
Second attack hits, that's 16 plus 9, so oh, boo. 1 plus 6, so 7.
All right, it's hanging in there, but it's looking pretty not so great.
And 11 plus 9, so 20.
Hits.
And that would be another 1? Really? Okay, so another 7 points of damage.
It is barely clinging to life. It is just.
I was really going for minimum damage on those attacks.
Yeah. It is definitely not. Predator, what are you up to? Longbow shots?
Yeah. If it's almost dead, no sense getting fancy.
Yeah, it's yeah, I will say, especially with the Colossus Slayer.
Yeah, so that's 15 plus 9.
Hits.
So I'm assuming that'll hit, which means an extra D8 because of Colossus Slayer.
So 2d8.
So that's
plus.
going to be 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 3 is 11.
You smack it right in the eye, and you can kind of see it has a face. It goes right in the eye, and it just kind of sways because Brunhild had gotten in. It was kind of tipsy, and it just kind of you hit it right in the eye, and it just whomp backward. And as it hits the ground, the stones fly up and fly into the spots where they were before, and the portal kind of glows, and you see a circle of stones around the circle of mushrooms, and the portal starts um, uh, starts
Glowing.
glowing.
All right.
Hey, look at that. We got it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Is everybody doing all right? You got hit a couple times, bud.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Just for shits and how many beignets did I get? How many beignets?
There are 3.
All right, I'll pop a beignet.
That's a D6 of healing.
A die 6 of healing.
Yeah.
That's 2 whole points of healing back.
There you go. It tastes really good. It's yummy. And it's still slightly warm. It's just like, it's magical. Like, it's cool. It's very tasty.
And no
entirely-
one questioned how a Warforged was able to eat. Just shut up. All right, shut up.
Well, obviously, you just shoved it inside wherever the beer goes, and then it worked.
I mean, yeah, you can squish it because it's magical. You can squish it into like the tube. There is like a little port. We established this. There's a little port, and if you squish the chocolate filling into the port, it will work. And you still have-
sucking on like an icing bag that you've shoved it in, and you're just
yeah,
like,
you squeeze it, and yeah, you squeeze out the chocolate filling into the little port, and it's magical. The pastry left behind is still around, but it doesn't have any magic left. Probably still be yummy.
all right, I'm gonna loot the bodies.
You get very nice sticks. Probably have
Awesome.
magical properties and be good for making wands. And you could probably sell them for like decent money for the Bernstein cousin probably would pay like okay money for it.
Keep track of how much time we're spending around here, because after a minute, Brynhild is going to feel pretty tired.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. As you hit that, you like you kind of have the come down as he's cutting the beignet. You're like, okay, that's a kick. Yeah, you kind of fall and you're like, you feel the come down from the haste. You're like,
Yeah.
that's the crash. It's like a caffeine crash. It's like, ooh, okay, you eat pushed.
Well, I will give my praise to the scorekeeper, and I will split it up, and half will go into like my backpack wherever I keep all my trophies and
Sure.
things for my tribe, and then I guess I'll just have a few sticks of worth for the party.
Oh,
and
we're using a
then
raid, by the way. Also, yes, you have a few sticks that can be sold or used for wands if Victor wants to do wand making.
I'm just massively disappointed because we took down some monsters and I can't even scavenge body parts for food.
I mean, the leaves probably are edible, I would say. You can make a nice salad out of the leaves, I will say.
Salad.
salad is not food.
At the mention of the word salad, Brynhild just wrinkled her nose like, oh.
You see?
Well, I think
You
it's
can't
safe to
get
say we
scurvy.
found.
Sorry, the ghost of
Our
Amethyst
trail.
comes up behind Brunhild and says, "It'll probably prevent scurvy."
The ghost.
Scurvy.
Oh, it's too late. She's dead. You just said the ghost.
Well, an apparition. She may or may not be dead, but it's an apparition
Oh,
of like.
spoilers!
Yeah. Well, that saves me time looking for her.
Yeah.
Mission
That's
failed.
easy.
Get him next time.
No, it's an apparition, like the little like voice in your bed, like Amethyst popping up, like scurvy. You should eat the leaves.
I'm a dwarf. We don't get scurvy. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. All right, so do we need to heal up the Warforged?
I think
I'm fine.
You just
they
did.
had a beignet.
Would you mind if I took one?
Yeah, I'll toss one over.
Excellent. What is that? 1d6.
It is
Yep,
1d6, and there's one more left.
Okay, I get 4 back from that. Oh,
Lucky.
Well, I was going to make a suggestion, but everyone used healing items, so maybe we should push forward.
all right, so let's.
So we get the sense that, not speaking for everyone, but do we get the sense that forward is through the portal into the Feywild?
Yeah, that's probably, you're like, okay, well, the Fae probably kidnapped her, so,
Forward unto death, or the Fae, or whatever.
um,
All right, then I guess I will
Brunhild
lead.
shakes her head. Wait, oh, go on. Sorry.
Oh, no, say, go for it.
Oh, Brunhild shakes her head. Like, I don't know if we should. I've had bad experience going through portals before. I'm not sure. I guess we
Last
have
frontiers
to.
were
don't
up
we?
neg.
okay, Clyde's through.
Yeah.
So do we need to do anything special to go through this portal, or do we just
No,
walk
defeating
through?
the tree and the smashing made the rocks go in the right way, and, yes.
All right.
Yep.
The hunt is on.
How long did this lethargy last, or can I wait it out? Is it like a short
I
experience?
think it was your next turn, so I think it's only a few seconds in
Yeah.
theory.
It's 1 round, so you lose
Yeah.
6 seconds.
Yeah, so if the combat goes long, you essentially
Right.
lose an entire turn.
So I'm basically like, oh my god, I'm so weak. I feel so. Oh, no, never mind. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I think I don't think it was a full 10 rounds, right? No.
No,
Close
but
to.
we fiddled around a little bit afterwards, so.
That's true. It would have hit you, but you wouldn't have and mechanically affected you because you would have been
Yep.
good after 10 seconds or so. So yeah. All right. But yeah, it is 12:56, and we are supposed to leave at 1, end at 1. So, oh,
Oh, thank you. Come on. Come on.
I guess that puts me on the hook for the donation, her bath, but all right. So yeah. All right. I guess that means I'm copying a higher donation for that, but all right. Good to know.
Is that? Are you saying that's where we're top of the game?
Yeah. Oh, so no,
entering
you're
the portal?
going through the portal. My point is that once you go through the portal, you will find that Ava's just kind of sitting there talking with this Fae who's like, oh, I never thought of it. And when they turn, and like, aha, you got. Eva kind of blinks. Did you come through? You kind of you can see the fairy godfather who comes sitting there, bedecked, kind of heavy set, bedecked in these rings. They go through the Fae portal. They see the fairy godfather.
You are being rescued. Do not resist.
Yeah, we got to get you back to your He-Man. He's waiting for you.
She kind of blinks. Hemin. You mean Hemin?
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, never mind. I know it's the accent. It's the Mentian accent. Okay.
I've never been to Numentia.
Well, I mean, I suppose the border, it doesn't necessarily count. Oh, yes. And he kind of turns to the fairy godfather, who's kind of bedecked in these rings, like, kind of heavy set, slicked back hair, just leaning back in this chair, like these 5 rings on each finger.
I am so happy. I've always wanted to do an Italian mob Fae. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
so
what
happy.
The term is Roncolonia. I was heavily inspired by that. Like they were the fairy godfather, and he's like, "You kill my people. You come into my house. What are you doing? What do you want?"
Oh, we need her, and she'll point to, and it will point to Eva, where we were charged with. Seems she's made a really good impression on most of the village, and they're worried about her right now.
Also, I don't know how time works in here, but it's been a couple of days. They're getting worried.
Ah, yes. All right. I suppose you defeated the fighters. And I have what I need, unfortunately. It's not an elegant solution, but might be the only one to save my boy. So, I did compensate them. I let it be known I am generous. I did give them the cards. It worked. Did they? They're tied to another material plane. They'll work eventually. Did they work?
Yes, maybe.
Good to know. Good to know. That's good news for people under the planes.
Yeah. And we're not here looking to start a fight with the Fae. We're just here to make sure that Eve's okay and bring her back if possible.
Nice. All right. She may go with my blessing. And if you ever need a favor of the Fae, you have my protection. For
Wait,
what
did
that's
you
worth.
say your boy is in trouble?
It's a legal technicality on a deal that was made that didn't go through exactly the way it was supposed to. We worked out a workaround. She's smart, this one. Watch out for her.
Well, in case you're interested, if there's another one shot that comes along and you need help, we may be able to provide assistance.
If there is, you're going to be in Broncolonia, because that's where the other Feywild portals come out. So, and Nate knows the Broncolonia.
Yeah, I know a puppeteer on that end.
But yeah, that's where the fairy godfather came from, and I was like, hey, let's combine them. Let's mix and match a little. So,
Wait, so you're telling me that this Fae has a mustache?
he does indeed have a mustache.
That is awesome.
Is it
Yeah.
pencil thin?
Yeah, I'd say so. Kind of. No, it's bushy, like bushy and
Ah,
yeah, curled at the ends.
Oh, that's great.
All right.
All right, job well done, guys.
Yeah, it
All right,
is.
let's get paid.
Yeah. So, thanks to you guys, we have I think $50 more for the ACLU than we did before. Thanks to at least that's the most recent count. You guys also have, I think it might have all been Jazz, but thank you nonetheless, and I appreciate all of you coming out and supporting. Plus, I owe an extra dollar on top of what I was going to donate from the bits, and which I appreciate too. Let's see, what else? We thank you all for the stream and for coming out. We had more viewers than I usually get in most streams, so I appreciate all of you coming out. We are going to raid in to Guild Superior, who's also running with Phantom NJ, who is really cool. I think I have a shout out for Phantom actually. I'll do shout outs. I have it's not a 0, it's a I also have shout outs for no, okay. I think I might have screwed up the bot, but that's okay. In any case, Phantom NJ is really cool. So are all of these people here. If you guys want to pitch any, you know, cars is anything near and dear to your heart. I know Nate's got the YouTube channel. I know Sigland is an artist of some skill. In fact, officially our stream artist. Uh, um,
Sure, yeah. I've got Landship Scorpius. We do steampunk and Rivet Wars content. And I've got World History 101 on YouTube where we do history. So that'll be my plug, I guess.
yeah. Let's see. The let's see if that works. In, okay, my computer is starting to be janky. That's probably why it's getting grumpy. Probably just why I didn't do the VTT. Yeah. Oh, those ones work. I guess, there's that. And if you are interested, the ACLU does really good work. Sigland, there's that for the art. You do good work, I will say. What else?
Yeah, the picture behind me is artwork that I did.
Oh yeah, that's Brunhild. believe you have at least one of her in Amethyst. Because you got me a copy of that one. Yes, Brunhild, Siglin does art. Nate does the hat thing, which is also really cool. Either of the Nick Ziliax, you guys wanna, or Nicholas Ziliax, you wanna do pitch any cool stuff that you're involved with?
I'm celiacs.
There you are. There you go. No? Okay. Thank you all for
What
Well,
coming.
vendors?
actually, one last thing. 2026, the third Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo should come out.
Oh.
I ran a game last year or this year. Lee's running a game. I'll be running games next year.
Yeah,
Check
the
that shit
superhero
out.
one. You did a good job with that one.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. We both played in
Thank
that
you.
one. Yeah, absolutely. You should come to Page next year. It is a lot of fun. Okay, cool. So, right, Guild Superior. Sorry, we are rating out. Thank you all, Guild Superior. Right. So, let me see if I can find him real quick. Guild Superior. Yes, they're doing another. They're doing a Shadow Dark, and if you donate for that, you can give the players advantages instead of weird magic items. But all right, off we go. Everyone, if you're following, you get my channel. You get the little orange and green ones are raid emojis. They can't see the thing, but all right, off we go. They don't have a lot of people, so we're definitely gonna do that. All right, ready? Let's see. Good, we're gonna double their viewers at
Excelsior.
least. All right, now I just have to wait for the raid. I think it's 6 seconds, and then you hit the button, and boom. Okay, then I go to OBS and hit this.